Joel, we all set? All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the City of Alpharetta's Design Review Board. Today's session. This is the workshop session, and today is Friday, April 17th, 2026. So I'm going to turn the workshop session over to Mr. Schroeder, and he's going to walk us through our applications that we'll be reviewing during our public hearing that will start at 9 o'clock this morning. So, Brett, the floor is yours.
Okay, bear with me 1 second.
Okay?
Yeah. Why is my... Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
This morning, first one we're going to have is 58 Canton Street. Yeah. You want to turn me on? My computer, that is. Oh, you need me to do that?
Yeah.
Minor details.
There we go.
58 Canton Street. So, new restaurant, and they want to tweak the front end a little bit. I think currently there's some light blue awnings up there from the old Voss Casino. I believe used to be originals, I believe were black. So these folks want to go to a dark green and gold lettering on the awnings. They're not going to do anything with the exterior patio that Voss Casino built. That'll remain the same.
Are they painting the doors?
It does appear they're painting the doors, at least here. This is in shadow, so I can't really tell, but I think it would be appropriate to paint them all.
I think it looks good.
So, and then our next one is Dolce Spoon, which has been several ice cream / coffee shops right over here at the corner of Church Street and Highway 9. They're just doing a monument sign. Proposal is to attach it to the existing sign. Staff's not a huge fan of the way that ends up looking. It sort of looks like a Band-Aid stuck on a wound or something. But I think there's some things they could do, potentially remove the background and the black background and do just some smaller angle iron or something to attach to, so that it makes the circle appear as floating or something like that, or remove the posts altogether and bring them inside the 48-inch round instead of leaving them exterior to it. So
What material is in the background? Is that like a plywood?
plywood.
Maybe
And it's currently there. That's what.
maybe if they created not across the whole top, but like a little curve that follows the same radius on the top and bottom to kind of pull it all together on the background, and maybe put a border or something. Maybe clean it up a bit.
Yeah, it just needs. I feel like it needs something. It's not quite downtown Alpharetta as it's presented.
So the current thing is to have, are they having two made and they're putting them,
Yep, back to back.
okay. Thank you.
I was looking. It says it's 3 inches thick here. I'm not really sure how they're achieving that, so I think we'll want to talk that through, how it's being manufactured a little bit as well. So,
And it says mount on some sort of steel bracket. I didn't see that earlier. Mount existing steel bracket retained. up there about, it's the last
Yeah.
bullet point of,
Yeah, I mean, in the picture, it looks like it's a, like a wooden post
Yep.
on the sides.
steel bracket.
So they'll walk through that with you. And then we have Chevron out on Old Milton that is changing gas brands to BP. So it's their typical just swap over branding stuff. On the canopy, I made sure that it's non-illuminated canopy and non-illuminated, they did change those to halo illuminated helos. And in the notes, I don't think it looks like they're doing anything currently to the C-store, what they call it. So, and I just noticed on the monument sign, it does say to be determined.
Oh, the C. So the red, they're keeping that red?
I think their intent right now is to keep that part as it is on the store.
Well, how do they keep it? Because it's a different configuration than, right, or is it? Go back.
It's an extra foot or so taller, so. I think one was 48, the other one was 60,
On the monument.
on the height, yeah.
Oh, the monument sign?
Yes.
Yeah, that won't be like that's a whole cabinet, yeah.
Yeah, whole redo. Okay.
But will it be red?
It looks like.
No,
it
it'll be
is.
the green. The cabinet will be green.
No, but
No, but
it has
the
a red,
cap.
it has a red border
Has a
on it.
red.
Yes, that's
Red.
that is a
Maybe that's the circle. gate.
Brookside
Really?
sign package style with the base and the two-sided thing. They can either do them in green, red, or I wanted to say sandstone, but now I'm not positive.
And has Brookside seen this
Yeah.
then? They've looked at it and said, okay, all right. Okay.
And then we have AC Hotel.
Brings back memories.
So in our pre-meeting, Richard dug back in his archives, that this was actually 6 years ago today
Wow.
that we saw this, and it was our very first, and he's got his paper packet. Did you get a
Yes,
paper
my
packet?
packet, this is from 6 years ago. I still have my, see?
Right?
I do.
Wait, well, code enforcement wondered what that barn was that he was building out back, and now we know it's storage. So 6 years ago was our very first COVID online meeting. So it was a struggle for everyone. So this one will go
Just a
much
longer
smoother.
meeting than,
Yeah, I remember that meeting well. And, wow. How we know how to use Zoom and Teams and things like that now was not what we knew 6 years ago.
It was.
So anyway, basically, same shape, same basic building, with a few tweaks to the exterior. There is one added council condition that sort of changed and said basically that they, EFS shall be permitted as an exterior finished material, limited to the areas depicted on the elevations shown by Reese Vanderbilt. So we'll ask them for those elevations, and then I'll compare to make sure that that's what they did show in the public hearing. But that was something that sort of, the EFS came forward a lot with the North Point Eco District and how much you could use and different things like that. So they asked for part of that, and we'll approve that with council.
Are they sharing parking with the adjacent existing? So all of the
No, it's-
parking for
it's
that
all underneath
hotel
parking.
is on that lot?
Yep.
For 165 rooms?
I think they have spaces in the deck, don't they?
They've got to be sharing it.
Yeah, there's a deck underneath.
Okay, there's a deck underneath, got
Yeah,
it.
there's a deck underneath the building, yes.
And I think it's 140 rooms, or the original one was 140 rooms.
Yeah, it's 160 something
Oh,
now.
is it now? Okay.
Yeah, 160, maximum 165 rooms, 7 stories. So, site plan. So this is the hotel right here. We've got Haynesbridge Road, North Point Parkway. This is the apartments and some yet utilized retail space. Got some Monty Hewitt townhomes back here, and then we've got some office and some future buildings in there too.
Is B that's the barn building or whatever it is?
I'm sorry?
B, is that
Yes.
the?
B is the barrel
bar-
roof
yeah,
building,
okay.
yes.
That's there, yes.
I'm gonna skip forward because I know the second set of elevations in here is a little bit better. Okay. Rendering. So in the background here is Haynesbridge Road. North Winds runs back behind the building on this side. And then the internal drive and the other hotel that's sitting there that I think is Fairfield, maybe, is
The one that's right on Haynesbridge?
Yes.
the one that's right up on Haynesbridge, yes. It's right in this corner here. So for those that were here for the first meeting, this portion was the portion that we had a lot of discussions about that we didn't really know, they didn't even really know what it was going to be. It was going to be a piece of art. They just couldn't nail down how it was going to get constructed, how things were going to happen there. I believe now this is going to, exactly how it's going to look. I believe these are Alucobond panels of different color, and I think potentially a different sheen on some of them. And so that's exactly what it should look like.
And for those that were a part of the original application, they had some green fins sprinkled throughout.
They
Remember
did, and I'll
those
show
green
those right here.
fins?
They had these fins that are still there, but they're a little different color, and I don't believe they're illuminated this time. So the color is much better than what it was. It was sort of the BP green before, I felt like, and now it's muted down quite a bit. Here you can see the entrance. So again, this is North Winds right here. Not really sure why it shows that huge curve there, but it's not that big of a curve. This is the entrance to their parking deck.
There's a little bit of a bend there.
There's a little bit of a bend, but this looks a little more than that. So this is the entrance into their deck off of that sort of interior driveway. North Winds Parkway, Haynesbridge Road.
Wasn't there at one point going to be some sort of underpass?
There was potentially going to be a tunnel here.
Yes.
I believe that's abandoned.
Oh, has it? Okay. Because we had a lot of discussion about where
Where that was going to be, and
Right.
how it was
Right,
going to
so
work.
not happened.
This elevation points out a good aspect that Mr. Rowan brings forward quite a bit, and the individual HVAC units for rooms. And so I sent comments back to the applicant and said, think about a different solution. The way these look, I feel like staff feels like it's way too busy. Potentially, if there were, if there were one unit, so it looks like one screen rather than two, or color match to meet the background. I think all of that helps. And one thing that, there's an elevation here that they're much more muted in this elevation, and I think it feels better to me.
I thought I saw something where they were trying to paint those grills to match the body of the,
I found that as well, but
would he-
That's
and it could be a rendering thing, but clearly in this 2D, it appears they're accent.
right.
We do a lot of this brand of hotel with these type of louvers, and typically you would see them match the color of the background area. But there might be something they could do with the texture of those full panels to kind of get them to blend better with, I believe that's EFIS. But I know I can't really participate in this one, but.
Right. So that was a comment, and then I also forwarded them a comment about materials when we met with the chairman and vice chairman and I met. This is obviously a picture on the right-hand side of material boards, and then these are rendered snips, you might say. And I feel like, to staff's feeling, this rendered picture has a better texture feel to it with the opposing colors of mortar and brick. Over here, even though they're calling out the same color of mortar, it looks like it matches more in the actual photo. So I asked them to bring some additional color samples for the mortar that we could look at. I don't feel like in the white we have that issue that it sort of blends and makes one big area, because I feel like there's enough movement and things in the white brick that it gives it more texture and more feel to it than the brown one does. Okay. Any questions?
So for this one, we're looking at site plan,
Yes, we're treating this as a new application,
okay?
even though site plan should be pretty easy, because it's the exact same. You know, we're treating it as a new one. It did go through a different public hearing to add a couple of things, they got more hotel rooms, they got, staff included a vertiport in this, so it did go through a different public hearing, so we're gonna treat it as a new application.
You know what? It got an extra floor added to it, I think, maybe.
I think it did get a maximum extra floor.
I'm looking at the rendering from 6 years ago, and it was above the darker base. There were 5 floors.
There were
I think.
5 floors 6
No,
years
four,
ago?
4 floors, and there are 5 floors on this one. So, and we'll look at landscaping too,
Yes.
and exterior elevations and materials, okay? How about the signage?
Signage we can look at, we don't necessarily have to, but it's not in the area of requirement, but we can look at it.
Okay, and then I noticed they did some calculations on the amount of glass or glazing.
Yeah, that is part of the North Point Eco District, and it's compliant.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions for Brett on AC Winds, North Winds Hotel? Okay, there being none, let's adjourn the workshop session. We'll get our coffee cups filled, and let's get back here in 10 minutes to start the public hearing, please. Thank you. All right.
Joel, can you turn me off, please? Thank you.
Okay.
So, met with immigration. This is a list of the stuff that we went over with her and Sam, and, gonna figure this out next week on how to procure it, whether they're gonna give us funding or whatever, I think they have. A lot of it is all the mulch areas and that we did before. I might try to see if I can get Home Depot. They have like a sprinkler timer that's low
Right.
spigot.
Yeah, I had to,
And stuff, so I was gonna see if I could find something in a couple of those things.
so when we had our meetings,
Because the water dripping and stuff.
I said, when we had our virtual meetings,
Yeah.
so that's, I had to keep track of it.
It might
So
just
I
be
called
gas,
my,
one of those O-rings.
my DRB notes and votes
They're long.
as people would vote on stuff.
Oh, that makes it easier. That makes it easier.
This is their.
Well, that's what I was, but it took long. I had to ask, remember, I had to ask individuals,
Usually the front yard.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, what's your vote?
Is it even worthwhile?
Oh,
to
right.
spread some seed on there?
You don't see everybody.
Not like you raise your hand. Well, I mean, you could, but it'd be a little
You
different.
know what? You probably can nowadays with the, you raise your hand if you want to speak, so. Oh, well, it's,
So whatever,
yeah.
we got rearranged.
They're watering it, I don't know.
Next to you.
That's
I
right.
just didn't know,
I wonder
it
why.
wasn't really
Maybe they,
a
did they
private-
rearrange?
as much as it was a question.
If there's enough varied gas type in there,
Well,
that
they
it's
did.
ready over all the ground. And we don't need to try to create a pristine lawn.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a recent photograph.
That was from like Tuesday or Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
We were gonna get some seasonal flowers. I was thinking calling Michelle and buying it as part of the flower program. But pickup's not until Saturday, so. And also, since they're doing it at cost, I'm like, well, we're doing this for charity. Do you really, I feel like, I don't wanna burden Crabapple for a charity project if they're trying to really reach out to people in the community. So I was gonna call Michelle about that. There's a lot of leaf blowing. There's some mulch areas in the back. I'll show you a picture of it. Lots of debris to pick up. There's vines that are growing on the left side, which need to be cleaned up. A lot of cleanup. Karen Nolan said she was going to bring me up bags, and I got to check to see if there's clipping pickup. And we're going to put together some refreshments. The other thing is, depending on their funding, they have this beautiful deck that somebody built in the back, but they don't have any tables in it. They sell these kind of put together picnic tables for like $130 at Lowe's. So I was thinking of picking up one of those, and that's pretty much it. Do you have any recommendations on the seasonal color and the location? Yeah. This is kind of what we got to work with. So we got these mulch areas. I got to figure out how many bags. Anyway, just something to think about. I could share some of these photos with you. It'll be fun. It's always fun over there,
And it's great that you're following up on what we've already done
Yeah.
to keep it.
After you.
Yeah, wasn't I next to you last time? I thought I was.
Okay, maybe that's right.
In addition to recommend.
Oh, it does say. Let's say mine has your name on it. Should we swap? Here's mine. Do you want to?
Sits here.
Oh, okay.
Sits there.
Okay.
We could swap our names. Is it really? Yeah.
I think they moved.
They did. Okay, well. Here.
Stick with how it was.
Okay. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the City of Alpharetta's Design and Review Board. Today is Friday, April 17th, 2026, so thank you for being here this morning. Just a gentle reminder, if you'll make sure your electronic devices are either off or in the silent mode position. Okay, our first order of business is call to order and then roll call. Looks like everybody's here except for Mr. Corkle. But we have a quorum, so 6 of us here, so we can proceed with our public hearing. Okay, if we'll stand, face the flag, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you for that. Any items from staff this morning? Anything from staff? I'm looking at Ellie, Joel, and Brett this morning.
Well, before our next meeting will be, should be Taste of Alpharetta. So, maybe, that Thursday, maybe it's, vacation day for you if you work anywhere around downtown. 9th potentially, or is it the 14th? 14th?
So it is the day before, literally the day before our meeting then. We'll meet on the 15th.
Okay. I think that's,
I think it is.
I'm not positive. Our staff is out of it now, so not even familiar. I think that's really all.
All right, very good. Thank you for that. And are there any items from board members this morning?
I have something to say. As, I'm not gonna look at them because they already know. But as some of y'all may know, today is my last meeting. I had to resign because we are moving out of the city limits to our dream home that we built on 2 acres in a different county, in a different city. So, back in 2012, when Mayor Belle was sworn in as mayor in the old City Hall, in that same meeting, he appointed me on DRB, and then I took a little year hiatus,
Sabbatical?
a
No.
little sabbatical, and then was reappointed by Councilman Binder, and then again by Councilman Brady. So I'd like to thank the 3 of them for having the trust in me to sit on this awesome board that I think is the best board the city has, most fun for sure. And the staff, y'all are wonderful and appreciate it. I will truly miss it. This will be one of the main things I will miss about living in the city. We've lived here for 25 years. And we won't be far. We're just going to be on the other side of Milton in Cherokee County. So I'd like to thank y'all for letting me be your color person. I will still be an unofficial sheriff if you want.
Good, good.
So I don't know who is being appointed, but I think they're working on it. So just thanks. And I will miss y'all.
Congrats on the
You'll
new
be
home.
missed.
Yeah,
14
thank you.
years.
Congratulations
14
on the
years
bill.
and
Yeah.
lots of memories.
So how many years total?
14,
14
give or
years
take
total?
the 1 year sabbatical.
Well, this
Whatever.
is for, I didn't know for sure, because I wasn't, but, so we need to do something for you, like, either have you back at another meeting or
Well, I thought the
council
parade
meeting.
was gonna start
Oh, yeah.
any minute, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Fireworks once it turns dark.
We're definitely
We
gonna
do
miss
have a
you.
big party on May 14th. that-
Yeah,
that
she loves that.
Yeah, no. I think we're closing the next day on our house, so I think I need to just stay in and get rested up for it. I think I'll have to miss that little party. That little-
So we'll reach out to get you back.
Don't-
We'll,
yeah, don't
we'll
miss
have, we'll
it.
have you back for a meeting.
I'm gonna sit out there and do comments for
There
everyone.
we go.
comment.
Public comment.
Public comments, that's gonna be me.
You can, hey, you
look
can
forward
come
to that.
and comment on every single case.
I'm gonna come and comment on everything.
I love it.
Well, Holly, thank you for your service. I saw where you started in January of 2012, so hard to believe it's been 14 years, give or take, so.
I was talking to my husband that I remember taking my son as a toddler out to see all the big construction equipment at what was then called Prospect Park. And then I get on, and the next thing you know, we're doing multiple meetings a month for this beast called Avalon. And I'm sure y'all will be doing that soon, hopefully, knock on wood, with North Point. And quite sad that I'll be missing that, but that's when I will be commenting for North Point.
Well, thank you. I think you've become a valuable board member. You have been a good friend. So thank you for your service, and we appreciate it. Glad you found your dream home, and wish you and your husband and your family the best of luck. So. Okay. Any other items from board members? Any birthdays, anniversaries? I think Wacky World, the grand opening or ribbon cutting is going to be happening very, very soon, so looking forward to that as well. So, okay. All right, with that, let's get on to next order of business is to review and approve our Design and Review Board meeting minutes of March 20th, 2026. So I assume everybody's had a chance to look at those minutes. And can I get a motion to approve such, please?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the DRB meeting minutes of March 20th, 2026 into motion.
A second?
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Palmer, a second by Mr. Owens. Any comments or questions about the motion? There being none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of approving the City of Alpharetta's Design Review Board meeting minutes of March 20th, 2026, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All opposed? No opposition. Minutes are approved 6-0. Very good. Thank you for that. Okay, our first application this morning, our first applicant.
Let me
is-
read the public hearing procedure, sorry.
Really?
That's okay. An individual requesting to be heard on a matter related to the purpose of the hearing must be recognized by the chair before addressing the board. Upon rising to speak, the speaker must identify himself or herself and furnish a home or business address before proceeding with any comments or remarks. The board will allow the proponents a total of 10 minutes to speak in support of an application. Opponents will be allowed 10 minutes to speak in opposition. Comments are accepted first from the applicant, followed by persons speaking in favor, then from those in opposition. Upon conclusion of any opposing comments or presentations, the chair can allow the applicant to offer rebuttal if any time is remaining in the original allotted 10 minutes. And the chair has the discretion to add minutes if he would like. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Ollie. Holly, I appreciate, or Ellie, I'm sorry, appreciate that. All right, our first applicant is 58 Canton Street. Are you here? Come on down, come on up, please. If you'll make sure you speak into the microphone, introduce yourself, and then give us an overview of what we're looking at in the package this morning, please.
Okay, and, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Madeline Matar. My husband and I own Saj Restaurant that's going to be opening at 58 Canton Street. It's really nice to meet the people that keep Alpharetta really beautiful. So, as Brett was saying earlier, this is the site of the old Voss Casino. So this is the side entrance on Canton Street. This is the main entrance. Thank you. So this is the main entrance. We want to change the awning to this hunter green sunbrella fabric. And we want to put the logo on the awning. It's going to be in an antique gold, like this chip here. We want to do the same thing on the Canton Street side.
I'm sorry, do you have a sample of the awning color with you?
I do.
Okay, why don't you just go ahead and pass those two colors around, if you will, please? We start with Mr. Owens. We can look at that while you're talking.
So this will be the side awning. We'll put the same logo, Saj, the name of the restaurant, in the antique gold on the hunter green awning. We're keeping the current frame, we're just having the fabric changed. So this is what the first phase will look like, just in the interest of time so that we can open. We're going to keep the current paint color, but we would like to also paint a hunter green, Benjamin Moore hunter green, on the doors and windows.
And remind me, these awnings do have ends on them, right? Fabric on the ends?
They do.
They do, okay. Looks like it from the picture. I just wanted to clarify that.
So just so we're clear, the hunter green, do you have, does your pointer work or anything work on your laptop there? Why don't you just walk us through the areas that you're painting the hunter green, please?
So the door and window frames here on the main entrance,
Okay,
the door and window frames here, the middle part of the restaurant, this window, and the door and window frames here on the side entrance.
okay. Nothing on the kind of what I would call the left-hand side where there's an existing covered kind of outdoor patio area? Anything mean?
There are windows there. Does that need to be approved to be painted underneath the patio where it's covered?
If that's, I don't know, to be consistent, I would think if that's part of your restaurant, it would make sense to do that, but I don't know how.
Well, we want to keep it as cohesive as possible, so
Yeah, so you're planning on painting it?
we're planning on painting it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you the renders with the current beige paint and the green awning, just because the awning is going to come up first so that we can open, and then we'll paint later.
Okay. I did notice above the awning, above the front doors there, there looks to be some panels or something. It looks like there might have been a sign there at one point.
There was a backlit sign.
Okay.
We don't plan to replace it. We want to keep more of like a subtle neighborhood look.
Okay, but do you plan to repair that area? Because it looks like, yeah, it looks like there were some things kind of left over and,
Perhaps we can go back to the original, the Vaz Casino. Maybe it will show it.
See, it's not showing here.
Where was the sign? Was it behind the awning?
It was above
above the,
the
Oh.
awning here.
here's a picture I took.
Is that a,
That looks precast. Isn't that precast?
would that be a
above it.
a loft thing, or would that be a tenant thing? Because I do know the loft is, they're pressure washing the whole outside, so I don't know if they have plans to paint it. Or,
Well, I mean, technically, should have been part of the leaving tenants' responsibility with their CAM costs that, you know, are paid ahead. That's the last month's kind of thing that is supposed to be to do that. Clearly, that didn't happen. So,
It
I don't
looks
know.
like- Looks like they've tried to patch the holes, but it doesn't match
Is
the,
it-
yeah,
so,
If that's precast, it's going to be really difficult
I think it is
to
precast.
repair, to match it up.
Yeah, I think it's precast, so it's gonna be quite difficult without doing something to all of that right there, and I don't know what you do,
And then it won't match the surrounding.
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know how far down, if they are painting the lofts. Because I'm assuming since they're pressure washing, they have intentions of painting, but I don't know. Like we had to bring all the furniture inside because they're pressure washing the whole. They've already
Outside.
done the interior, they're doing
Yeah.
the visible from exterior, like does it go all the way down? Because those windows right above it are one of the residences, so, I don't know, maybe that's a discussion with the HOA, loft HOA.
Yeah, I think,
okay.
But yeah, that does need something.
that's a tough one. Since they're not going right back there. I think it would be my preference that we don't include it in motion as a condition, but
Well, can the applicant work with staff?
But
to
the
come up with
applicant get me with the landlord and
Okay,
we'll try to figure out what can be done.
okay.
It's a very specialized subcontractor, but you could get somebody almost like an artist almost, I mean,
Yeah.
to do precast patching, but it's definitely more of an art than it is.
Yeah, it's not just
A
somebody up there with
trade.
a caulk gun and smooth it out.
That's right.
So, yeah, they need to, they allowed it to go there, so they'll need to make sure it goes back.
Okay. Okay, any other comments for the applicant this morning about this application? Anything? There being none, I'll ask is there any public comment about this application this morning? Any public comment? All right, no public comment.
All right, Mr. Chairman, regarding DRB 260004, Saj, motion to approve the awning and paint as presented, and a motion.
Second?
Okay, motion by Mr. Swing, a second by Ms. Palmer. Any comments or questions about the motion? There being none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All opposed, no opposition, motion passes 6-0. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
So when do you anticipate opening up?
As soon as possible, we're ready.
Okay,
What's the cuisine?
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
very good, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for your time this morning. Okay, our next applicant, a minute to collect everything, and did she get her samples back? Brett, do you need to keep the samples? Or? Our next applicant is Dulce Spoon. Are you here? Come on down or come on up, please. Good morning. Make sure you speak into the microphone this morning, introduce yourself, and then give us an overview of what we have in our packet this morning, please.
All right, sir. My name is Taha. I'm coming from the EMTA Science.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Taha. I'm coming from EMTA Science. So we're gonna do like small sign for the ice cream. So basically, it's gonna be like the same sign, the old one. We're just gonna change it, like a different design, but same product. If you guys want, I can pass you out the product. You guys can check.
Okay.
So this is gonna be HDU material. It's gonna be like inside of this, like a foam, outside like a plastic, It's gonna be like that, just a different color, like it's gonna be like the pink and dark brown. And so, yeah.
Do you have any visual images with you?
Oh,
this
yeah,
evening?
sure. I have, let me pass out this.
Okay, why don't you pass that around? I'm sorry. Here, hold that. So does there, can somebody pull up what's in the application? I'm looking at Joel or
Yeah, Joel, can you get it? My
just so we
computer's doing a restart.
kind of see what, exactly where this is going and how it's going.
Yeah, it's gonna be circle, and it'll be the, like, welcome to our shop, something like that. It's already have a sign like that. It's not like any differences, just we're gonna change the different design, so, and different color. It already has like this.
Do you have actual color samples for the sign?
So it's supposed to be ordered with the color code and the paper, color code and with the color. It's gonna be light pink and like a dark red, dark
Yeah.
brown. Yeah.
So but you didn't bring the actual samples like the email said?
I don't have it right now.
Okay.
Material.
Is it just, it's painted on there? Is that?
Yeah, it's actually basically, it's a HDU. We're gonna cut with the CNC machine. We're gonna engrave it, and after that, we're gonna paint with the H2 like a liquid, and we're gonna paint, pink and dark brown.
Okay.
So right now, there's an existing, I'll say sign frame. Looks like there's two posts and some sort of a,
So yeah, it's actually basically the background. It's like a black wood, and we're gonna connect with the H2 connection. We're gonna put it like a screw or something. Yeah.
okay. Let's get an image up here and then we can,
Okay.
I think we can talk about it better or have questions for you.
Yeah.
Joel, I'm back on.
There we go, okay. So on the left-hand side, the debut that we're looking at, it looks like, as I mentioned, there's two existing posts, left and right. And then there's it looks like a black metal panel of some sort.
Yeah.
And so you're proposing then to leave all that as is, and then take the round sign and just mount it to
Yeah.
that black.
So actually, the sample one, this is the
Yes.
old one. It was there. It was like this. So I just take it off this over there, and I'm gonna put it the same space, like same where to the new one.
Oh, so this is the
I'm
old
gonna
one.
connection with the
That's
H2
part of the old one. is
connection.
what-
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that was the old one.
This is where Four Fat Cows was?
Originally, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
original.
looks like, when you look at Street View, it's not a solid, unless they changed it since September last year.
There was another place there called the Tipsy Spoon,
In between?
Yeah.
in between, yeah.
Wow. And this
Yeah.
is, okay,
They were there for about
all right.
2 years.
So it's,
I have to say,
Changing a lot.
what you're proposing is not very creative.
So the things, I'm a EMTA sign. I'm doing whatever customer wants. If I'm thinking, what do you want? And she say, I want like a simple something. You know what I mean? They don't want to like confusing design. And I'm doing whatever they want. You know what I mean? This is not my design. This is customers whatever they want, and I'm designing for them. And so yeah, it is what it is. Sorry.
I think the actual circular sign itself looks pretty good. It would be good to be able to see the pink background because it looks kind of beige here. But I think that one thing to consider is the background, the existing background. I think it was mentioned during the workshop, it looks kind of just like this is just like slapped on something without, like on almost a temporary sign.
I agree. It looks like, the circle is bigger than the background. just like, it's almost like a temporary sign.
Yeah, the things. So
And so I think we can, I think there's a better way to be more creative about the overall look of this sign.
This is potentially an example of a fix. I think it gets some trim work above, sort of highlights the circle. For seeing this and now seeing what he's doing, that's how he's achieving the 3 inches. Is it's that thick. I'm wondering if instead of a 48 inch, he just does a
35, 36 or something.
bigger
Oh, bigger.
to go, so that it does go
Oh.
above the
I think the problem is,
square black background.
I think that the problem is as you get bigger, it's gonna outreach beyond or close to the sides.
Okay,
And cover the
so then,
background.
I'm afraid that making trim work like this won't necessarily turn out like a hand sketch. So what I'm wondering is, can we do the same thing, but by reducing the height of the background? And letting the
Oh,
circle
okay.
itself just stick above and below? Instead of a 48 inch circle being on a 48 inch background, we put a 48 inch circle on a 36 inch background.
Well,
You following me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the southern porch, you know, it does have the top where it does that, so it kind of flow, I think, with that. I understand what you're saying. I think that would look odd, though.
Okay.
I mean, well, the part that would, to me, would look odd is it coming to the bottom. Not necessarily, I don't know. But I think you know, if you want something like that, I think it would be better to mimic kind of what southern porch has.
I think another option that we talked about with the chair and vice chair is getting rid of the background, the black part of the background altogether, and just go with 2 horizontal
Like rods or something.
rods or C-channel, angle brackets, something small that's going to give it the structural support, but not necessarily stand out. Just sort of be there to hold it so that the circle looks like it's floating.
Yeah, we're thinking about a couple of rods coming out of the post into the side of the sign, so then the sign would be suspended between the posts.
so basically, when we were doing it, we were thinking about doing like a sample things, like looks clean. So yeah, that's why we're just gonna like do 2 color, and we're just gonna put the H2 connection. It's gonna be like the sticky, and it's not gonna show anything outside like a screw or something. It looks like it's sticky like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't gonna
Right,
show
right,
anything.
the rods would stick into the,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a professional H2 connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'd
know.
be, so that basically you just have the posts and
Yeah.
the sign, and
Yeah.
then holding the sign. between
Oh,
the
yes, sir.
It's almost like a blade sign.
I
and a
think that
monument
might
sign.
Right,
look-
kind of more like a
think-
blade sign between 2 posts.
I think it might look a little goofy though, unless they raise it up. If you're just putting rods in, because those are really thin columns.
Yeah,
If you put the rods, it's going to emphasize the tiny columns. I kind of liked what Brett suggested, where you just, instead of having this sort of inside, sort of outside plywood backing, maybe if you like reduced it to maybe half of the height and just put it behind the sign, it would kind of like tie it together, something like that. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
But I would probably raise it if it's permissible to raise it up a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just doodling up.
Good
here, so I don't
sketch.
have my sketch paper.
So a little bit more, but not a rod, but not full height,
I would do like 30 or so
like
inch.
30 inches. That's going to give, if it's 48, that'd be 9 inches above, 9 inches below.
Yeah. And I'd raise it up a little bit too, so that it's not like below these giant narrow poles.
More visible, too.
So
Yeah.
raise
I
the
would-
center part on the posts.
So the top of the
is above
circle
the post.
kind of hits the same point as the posts.
Caps or whatever.
Because I think the sign itself,
Something, kind of something like that.
That-
You
yeah.
See that? I mean, you're here representing the applicant, so is that something that, do you think they would agree to, or would you have to talk to them?
So you want me to do like that?
Yes.
Well, we're trying to come up with something that's creative,
Okay.
and rather than just, this looks like a very plain
Yeah,
sign that's kind of an afterthought.
yeah.
that, You know, we like the circle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that all fits, the colors look good. It's just
Yeah.
trying to make it look a little, give it some creativity.
Yeah, the things, yeah, when I was talking with my customer, so I was checking the background or something. The background, looks good and strong. That's why we didn't change. And the black and the light pink, it's matching so good. And this signs, the only sign it'll be there. It doesn't have any channel letter on there. That's why we did little bigger to seen on the road to car driver or something. That's why it's a big and it's matching very good black and like light pink with inside the dark brown. So that's why it's too big and the background we think the black. Otherwise we can do white or something too, but you know.
I think we.
The
I think we
customer
just
wants
need to
like
get
a-
to a motion.
Yeah.
We're not, the language barrier is tough, so I'm gonna have to just meet them on site with what you guys
I can try
want
to,
and approve, and
I'm gonna
we'll go
give-
from there.
Yeah.
And if the applicant doesn't agree when we get on site, then they'll come back.
Right,
Okay.
right. One thing I think, Eric, I don't know if you mentioned it, but in addition to what we discussed, some kind of border on the side frame,
Well,
A surround.
somebody mentioned it, so there's just maybe the same color as the,
That's got one there.
yeah, like that.
need to do this in a different color than the background.
Yeah, the same color as the letters, I
Yeah.
think. Or around, you know,
to make the background the same
A
color as the
border.
letters.
yeah, a
Or
border,
a border, a rim.
Oh.
A rim or a trim or whatever you want
like
to
you
call it.
have on
A
the,
surround.
kind of like they have on the sample.
Especially if it's gonna be kind of by itself. All right, before you start anything, let me just ask, is there any public comment about this application this morning?
I have one more thing to say.
Oh,
Um,
Nope, and there's no
the-
public comment.
The posts, in the picture almost looked like they were black once, but now are gray. I was wondering about thoughts of painting them white because the house has white columns. And I think it would look better if they were white instead of black or whatever color they are, if anybody has any thoughts.
Yeah, we actually had talked about that with Brett.
I'm gonna say this. It looks like, I was out there earlier this week, it looks like the post and the dark background are literally the same color. And just from-
Like a
black.
black, you mean?
I mean, they're gonna have to repaint that.
Yeah, I just was wondering
question
what y'all
is-
thought about if they were white to match the white columns on the house. That houses it.
Yeah, we actually had that conversation with Brett, and we went back and forth on, does it look better black, does it look better
I
white?
kind of feel like you don't want to draw attention to the posts because they are kind of small, you know, and
So you do black with the black rods?
what I would recommend
Make it go
is,
away?
is that the background and columns are the same dark brown as the lettering,
Smaller?
and then the trim on the top and bottom of the background is the same color as the background of the sign, which is that pink
Pinkish color?
color.
Okay, just
Well,
the color
now-
here, right? Here,
Just-
here.
No, I was gonna say, just to be clear, we were talking about removing the existing sign panel,
That's good.
right?
Oh, I thought we were keeping
And
a
then-
narrower one. That's per your
No,
sketch.
well, we were talking about using rods instead of.
Yeah, I don't think the
instead of
rods are
panel.
gonna look good. It's gonna, but
No.
Maybe we just need to defer this application. I
think
mean, we're
we
trying
could
to
get
design
this-
it on the fly,
Yeah,
and we're not sure what the
I mean-
owner is gonna accept.
Okay, well,
I'm just thinking,
I don't know, I think there's a path forward, and if they want to come back on their own accord, that we could get them approved. What we're proposing doesn't really cost, doesn't add a lot
it's
of.
not a cost thing.
It's not really a cost thing, and, I don't know.
Well,
If we can't
take
come
a
I
to,
would
Well, we
prefer
just
we
need to make
move
sure-
forward with a motion, see
take-
how,
take
see
a
how, if
take
it
a
gets
shot at
passed or not, and then, yeah, we
Well,
can
we
work
just
with
had,
it.
we just had a different, like, Eric thought we were doing one thing, and Frank thought we were doing a different.
Yeah, we
so
should
that's what-
Well, you can
consensus
just make a
here.
motion and then
Yeah.
we'll go.
I thought Mr. Kramer initially was saying a solid background, but then when he added that second line in there, it could tell that he wasn't talking about a solid background.
Alright.
So,
Say just make,
do you want to,
Just
do you
make a
want to look
motion.
at this? This is the 30-inch background.
And I will add, we need some ground cover at the base of the sign too, so whoever makes a motion,
Yeah.
we need to have that.
What do you think of that, Frank?
all right, so you're making the panel smaller,
The
basically.
the back panel smaller, it's got a little trim at the top and bottom. The colors, the final chips need to be approved by staff, because
Likely go, we might go with that.
And
All right, we'll see what-
a border.
All right, work.
you know,
Why don't you craft that motion?
I might be a little slow here. Mr. Chairman, regarding DRB 260005 Dolce Spoon, I'd like to make a motion to approve the monument sign. The approval will be based on the submittal with the following conditions. The applicant will raise the disc signage to the top of the columns. The top of the sign will be at the top of the columns. The background as presented will be reduced to 30-inch height and centered on the circular sign. The applicant will add a trim detail at the top and the bottom of the background. The applicant will provide ground cover around the base of the sign. And the colors for the posts in the background will match the text on the circular sign. And the trim will match the background of the circular sign. End of motion.
Everything.
Well, we'll see.
nope,
I can't get the
well, we don't
motion,
even have a second yet.
but I didn't get all of the motion, is that right?
Well, we don't even know if
Okay.
it's gonna be valid just yet.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Okay, now we
right.
can repeat.
What part did you miss?
All right.
5 and 6.
And I was a little,
I'm sorry, I mean,
Well, it looks like I have 5 as being the ground cover at the base of the sign. Then the
Oh, okay, so the colors, we're after that.
color to match the
yeah,
trim.
that was a little confusing.
Okay,
So
let-
you're changing the background color.
The
and
background
post?
color in the columns will be painted to match the darker maroon color that's in the, whatever the text is in the sign. We don't have sign color chips, so. So the columns in the background, instead of being black, will be the same color as,
So the border that's on the sign then is not gonna show through the background part because it's gonna be the same.
it's going to be
color.
the same color. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Someone could make an amendment.
All right, and then the other part of the motion, the last piece,
Is that the trim color will match the whitish, pinkish background color. I don't know what the color chips are, so I can't use color samples.
Initially, when he said that, I was like, wait, no, but
when you say,
I think the base, basically, posts and base of the sign are gonna be the dark.
Yes,
I think that makes it, is gonna make it more artistic.
Yeah.
More creative than a black or the white.
Right, yeah. no,
So,
100%.
yeah, so,
and then the white trim at the top of the background and at the bottom of the background,
just get that lighter color.
right.
The
So
background
that
color.
you could see the trim.
Eric, I know you created a sketch.
Yep.
Is there a way to quickly email that to
Yeah.
Brett?
I got it.
Okay, well, I'm just want to make
This
sure
is the
everybody
revised one.
understands.
Yeah.
Even the applicant understands.
Oh, so you want me to show it?
So can you, yeah, is that, sorry, I know it's a little.
I didn't send you
extra
the,
time, but
that was the old one. Well,
if you can.
can I send you the revised one that
Send
matches the
Send
motion?
the one that you made the motion on, or tried
Yep.
to make the motion on, if you will. All right, bear with us here a minute.
This is
You're
super
gonna see what
sloppy.
we're proposing.
Okay.
And then are we gonna assume that paint colors are approved by staff?
Yeah, I think I indicated that.
Make sure you sign the drawing too.
Nope, I'm not signing anything.
And date it.
This is really messy, but I think it gets the point across.
That's all we're looking for.
Do you want me to text it or email it to you?
Email, please.
Okay.
I have a question, but do you want me to wait until are we done with this? Are we
We're
still
in
working on the?
discussion
We're
period.
still, we still have a motion on the floor in discussion, so.
For the landscaping, are they still tearing up that area? I mean, like if he puts any kind of ground cover, will it be destroyed? Or, I mean,
I won't make them put that in until we know that
we're good to
DOT's
go.
done.
Okay,
Yeah, because they're working right in that area.
yeah,
right
that's what
now.
I was wondering, okay.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like, Eric, you emailed it to
I
Brett.
did.
All right, it's somewhere in.
Did it come through?
Somewhere between the dais and the desk.
Takes a long time to get 15 feet.
Well, this is the
It's going,
technology capital of the world.
I'll text it to you too in case that's slow.
Yeah. Although I think we're the music city of the world now, whatever it is.
Here we go. All right.
Ignore the lower little white bands at the bottom that I just didn't have time to erase that.
All right, let's see what we, okay, so your motion that you made and
Yep.
what was seconded by Frank is based on this sketch,
Yes.
correct?
The height of the sign matches the top of the posts.
Will I make this
The
full-
background is a 30-inch instead of a 48-inch, or whatever.
Let's see
The
what-
trim color is the lighter, we'll call it the white color, and then the background of the sign is the Dolce Spoon darker brownish color.
So now, when you say the trim color, is that the white?
The two
at the
white,
top?
yeah,
Okay.
that
That's what
Brett
you're
had.
considering trim?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what Brett had suggested.
And you don't want the trim color at the base, at the bottom, or you?
No, there was some leftover from the previous sketch.
Okay.
If you scroll down, Brett.
I guess Brett's trying to get a full
Those
screen
weren't-
here or something.
Yeah, yeah. So we're just gonna get a little bit of trim right here, which will match this trim up here, and posts and everything will be, yeah.
Okay. All right, does this convey what everybody's thinking that the motion was based on? Just
Yep.
Yes.
looking at board numbers.
It does.
Okay, just want to make sure.
But you didn't include putting a border on the sign in the motion, right?
I did.
It's in your picture, but did it?
Yeah, I
you
did.
say it? Did you
Yes,
say
I
it?
said trim at the
He
top
called
and
it
bottom
trim.
of the background.
He called it trim.
Oh,
Well,
I-
he also called that trim.
Okay, so I thought when you talked about trim, it was the white.
I think I said at the top and bottom of the background, which
Okay,
is
okay.
shown.
Okay. All right, everybody clear? Any last minute comments, questions, or anything? Okay. Then I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all opposed, no opposition. All right, motion passes 6-0. All right, thank you for your patience this morning. All right, very good. What's that? Okay. Our next applicant this morning is Chevron. Are you here? Yes, you are. Chevron, come on down, please. Okay, go get, all right. 25, Chevron. All right, good morning. How are you this morning? Okay.
We're here presenting request to rebrand and reimage the Chevron station on Milton Parkway and reimage it to BP, the brand and the image as well.
Okay, very good.
There were some key notes that currently need to be addressed, and we've addressed those.
Okay,
And they have a board we'd like to present.
Is whose microphone on?
all right, very good. All right, thank you.
I'm sorry?
Is your microphone on?
There's a button on the far right.
All right.
There we
Right
go.
here?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Okay, do you have anything to present that we can look at on our monitors?
I do not have anything on the monitor.
Okay, so
Everything's
just-
on that board
just
right
from the
there.
board.
And some of the highlights I like to address is the canopy itself. And the key point there is that nothing on the canopy other than the BP logo will be haloed. So a small hue will be behind it and no other lighting on the canopy at all would be present.
Okay,
On the board is a color sample of what that will look like on the canopy on the fascia, and it will wrap around it. There's a couple of pictures showing it from above you and then on the front view.
yeah, Joel, why don't you just do that? That'll help. That'll help anybody viewing this virtually too.
Our imaging representative, she couldn't make it today, so
Is
just getting in
this
for
is
her.
basically what was in the packet, what you submitted?
It was in the packet that she submitted, that's
Okay, so this is the same then?
It should
Okay,
be in
all
there,
right.
correct. Mr. Schroeder, I guess he left, stepped out, suggested we put a little board together.
Okay.
Have more of an
Okay.
impact.
Joel,
you.
why don't you
Yes.
just flip to the canopy, if you will. Okay, there we go. So this is the gas canopy.
That's correct.
All right, it's currently got the, I guess, the Chevron blue
It is.
fascia on it of some
Currently, the
sort.
fascia is all blue. I believe there is lighting to the channel letters on the chevron and probably LED around it as well.
Okay,
But the new proposal will not, according to what the new regulations would be, no lighting on the canopy itself. So there'll be no LEDs on there.
okay. The existing blue that's there now for Chevron, is that is that part of the fascia panel or is it an add-on?
That is an actual, that's part of, it's an add-on to the fascia, correct.
So, okay. So you're removing that
Removing that,
blue and then putting the new, the BP green or the BP.
correct. Brand new panels would go right over that fascia.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, and again, you said the halo sign will be backlit.
It would be backlit, exactly, giving it a small hue to it.
Okay. Anything else being done to the gas canopy, the columns or
That,
anything else?
that is it, just the imaging on the fascias themselves.
I assume the gas pumps you'll change out to be.
They would as well, they would. They would have the BP brand look to them
Okay.
on the panels of the pumps themselves, the skirts. And then the, not sure if you have that on there, there's balances that go right above, and that would also have the BP logo on there.
Okay, very
You can
good.
see them in this picture on the top right. You can see those in the picture.
Okay. Yes, why don't you do that, Joel?
Sorry, there you go. Now you can see what I'm looking at.
Okay,
There we go.
Oh, that's very helpful. Yeah.
okay.
So the columns and everything would stay the same.
All right, very good. Okay, and while we're there, or Joel, while we're there, sorry, just talk about the monument sign. That's
So-
the existing monument sign that we can see.
I have a question while we're right there, and I apologize that I just stepped back in, but are we doing the typical bubble green, like the curved look, or are you just painting the flat?
My understanding on the board is going to be a decal on it.
So it's gonna be a
Forward.
decal just on the blue?
Since we're not going to do any kind of LED, it's just going to be a decal on the green.
Okay,
And we provided a board there, you didn't see that.
okay, because usually BP does that sort of
Has
a
a bubbled
curved.
out curve that
Yeah.
we light. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
Correct.
So this here is a decal.
It'll be just a decal, it'll be flat panel to it. And on the monument side, the highlights there, what we've changed is basically, there'll be no digital numbers to it. It'll be manual numbers, as according to the new request for a monument sign. There'll be no lighting to the sign itself. It'll be exterior lighting of the sign. And that is shown on the board too, showing the old Chevron one, which you can see now, and what the new monument would look like.
Okay. Joel, why don't you pull that up just on your screen, if you will? Thank you.
Want the monument sign?
Yes, there we go. Perfect. So you're leaving the base of the monument sign as it is, the stone base.
It'll be stone, correct?
Okay.
And then the monument sign will not have any digital lighting as it does right now. And it'll be manual digits to it, which will just be replaced manually. And then the lighting would be the floodlights that you see there on the ground level. That'll
You're
light
not,
it up.
you're not increasing the height of the monument?
We are, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The height is coming up to 10.
10 feet, and we've increased, I believe, the square footage by 3 square feet.
So we also need to make sure, I know it's just a rendering up there, but the stone is matches the stone that's currently there.
Okay, yes.
Even though you're gonna probably take it all down, but it needs to be that.
Match that
style.
stone.
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause that's a
very good.
Brookside thing.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
And sort of take a look at the red when you're out there. It's not gonna be a bright red. It's sort of a muted, like satin, but not burgundy, but closer to burgundy than,
More of a burgundy, so a
Yeah,
little bit darker
yeah.
then, okay.
It's not a candy apple red.
not candy apple.
Is that reflective on the existing Chevron sign?
It is, but that's pretty old, so I don't know.
So it may have lost some.
Yeah, it's definitely been sitting out in the sun for a while. So it'll definitely look fresher than that, but I think you can tell by looking at it that it's definitely not the Chevron red. You can see
Yeah,
the
you can
difference
see the
right there,
little
so.
arrows.
Is there a reason why you're keeping the red, even though it's not
That's
part
a
of the whole?
Brookside.
The red is?
Yeah, the Brookside thing is to have that
The little red
shape
band?
thing, yeah.
That's a good question.
All right, very good. And then, is there anything being done to where the Circle K, I guess, building is? Anything happening there on that fascia or on that building?
On the building, there's nothing being done to it
Just
itself.
leaving it as it is, right?
Leave it as it is. The only other things on the property would be, restriping the lines and freshening up the parking lots,
Okay. All right. Any other comments for the applicant this morning?
When you say that it's a Brookside requirement, the Brookside requirement is the red stripe? Is that
Yes.
My understanding. Yeah.
Yes, so the Brookside requirement is basically the stone base and then an element surrounding the copy. And there's several different shapes of Brookside signs out there, but they all sort of have that. So bringing that up, we'll potentially try to move that forward in the Brookside Village as well.
That
Or-
red doesn't complement the green.
It does not.
It looks kind of weird.
So the
The red
Brookside
is a
standard is
requirement?
red? It has to be red?
It's a red, it's a green, there's 3 colors. I know it's red and green, like a more of a hunter type green, and I want to think the last one was sandstone, but I can't. And I looked, I can't find it electronically because it's pretty old.
So they could
Fine.
choose another color
They
other
could
than red?
choose, they could choose a red,
They could choose something other than red, though?
or I mean, yeah, they could choose a dark green, which might look better in this case.
I would
Yeah,
think so.
I agree. The red is,
It
Pretty
matches
stark.
the Circle K.
it does match the Circle K.
What would you guys like to do? Would you like to keep the red, or would you rather change
No,
it?
the hunter green would be much more appropriate, I would think, too, as
I would
well.
think so too. Just looks, it's almost too much contrast.
It kind of takes your eye away.
That's right.
Christmas tree. And I guess it's not just any shades of red. I guess they have picked out like one shade of red, one shade of green, and one shade.
Which, when freshly painted, is probably going to stand out even more than the current muted color we see.
Okay.
And there are no plans for the C-store long-term, or just with this application?
Oh, they're long-term clients. They're still in
Okay.
the store running the operations, yes.
And so the Circle K would potentially change and have a refreshed,
Oh.
not necessarily red,
No, there would not be a refresh. You mean changing
the
any?
signage on the front of the C-store,
On the C-store? No, not at this point. There's no change
and no plans to change
to
that?
schedule.
So it'll continue to be that red color?
I found it. Shot in the dark.
Wow.
Wow.
Green faux, no. Green faux.
Faux
Free
granite.
Granite paint?
It's green faux granite.
Is that what it
This looks
said?
like an old drawing.
Red
There it
faux
is.
granite paint.
Red faux granite paint.
Whatever
Okay,
that
we got
means.
green
Yeah,
and red.
so green and red, and I think that's it.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
not a, s- there's
I thought I
not
saw
a,
a, I don't know, green.
green.
Okay.
This one is
What's the date on that?
green.
Is there a date?
No, but I uploaded this in 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I want to say it predated me in 2004. I think it was in place then, so
We saw this application, I think, in 2014. They did something to this
Probably.
Chevron.
yeah.
God, you have like a memory. Like,
Okay, well, it's either green or red. I don't know. I'll just be either way. The green's
the
gonna
green would
cla-
look better.
I like the
like
green a lot
that.
The
better.
green's
The-
gonna clash.
the-
It's not gonna be that
Oh,
green.
Well,
right.
Well, the
but
dark
that top
petals.
green up there
Yeah, that,
is pretty dark.
although it's not hunter.
It's not quite hunter, but I mean, I would take that. It's green granite. How do I know what green granite looks like anyway?
I'm
So-
trying to find it.
Is there any other signs along Old Milton that have the green? I guess can we,
I looked it up
can
for
Joel take a
Brookside.
quick, take us on a quick trip up and down Old Milton Parkway? Anything else that you see monument sign wise? There's one.
There it is.
Oh, look,
There's a green.
Right next door.
that's why Joel makes the big bucks.
I found a range online for Brookside with Pantone colors, but it could just be to match the standards. Looks good, I think.
It's good.
Yeah, I would just, I think that
I
dark
think the green.
green on the thing up there would be, I would, if I were looking at it, just without coming here, that's what, I would approve that, dark green.
Would you prefer that?
Okay with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can go either way.
Personally, I think any shade of green's better than red.
Yeah.
I agree with Frank, yes.
Okay, before we get to a motion, is there any public comment about this application this morning? Any public comment?
Mr. Owens, what's your thought on the green? Since you sort of brought it up as the red was sort of a,
Yeah, I'm in total.
totally on board with
I'm
that?
in total agreement, because it's the old phrase, what's wrong with this picture?
It was the red.
Yeah, it's the red color.
Okay. Someone want to craft a motion for this application, please?
Mr. Chairman, DRB 260006 Chevron. I make a motion that we approve the color and signage changes presented today, with the exception that the red banding on the monument sign be changed to the Brookside green. End of motion.
Okay, a motion by Ms. Palmer, a second by Mr. Rowan. Any further comments or questions about the motion on the floor? There being none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All opposed? No opposition. Motion passes 6-0. All right.
Thank you.
Joe, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Well done. I guess you want the board back, right? Okay. Very good.
Oh,
Okay,
tell her she can go ahead and sit.
our next application is going to be AC Hotel Northwinds. You're here, come on down. Mr. Rowan has excused himself. We're going to take you guys set up, we're going to take a 5-minute recess. So bear with us. I'll give you Give you time to get set up. So 5-minute recess. Are we? Oh, no.
Kind of called.
I'll look in the back, see if there's a cop.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna run to the restroom.
chairman and vice chairman, their sort of thoughts were, when we went actually sort of on the brown color, it almost wanted to just mimic a brown mock panel or something. It just felt like it was just gonna be like, just all smooth. Even though it wasn't, you're still gonna have the ins and outs, but it felt like it was gonna be too smooth, so they wanted a little difference. Now, the other three, they said, well, we like the, that accents the white. So maybe you sort of bring that forward, and the thought process was that if you do a smoother brown look, it highlights the white on the building.
Hey, is there a Wi-Fi? Oh, is that mine?
That's yours.
Is there a Wi-Fi?
I think there's a.
Yeah,
I guess.
COAS?
Yes. Please don't have to like.
So what
It
we
should
usually
take
do
you
in
like
that,
that.
and we understand, what we usually do in that case is
It's on a web page, I think.
we bring the mean, old and new, and it's usually pretty close. Usually somebody comes fairly close, you get it out completely off. That's what you guys here this morning for a workshop. So Richard pulled his old case up, it was actually 6 years ago today. That we heard this case. Strangely enough, the exact same day. I'm like, really? But he had his paper copies. That's what we usually do. We'll say,
Joel, are we ready?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay.
Start terms of recording and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and end our recess this morning. Get started with our next application. AC Hotel Northwinds. Good morning, welcome. If you'll make sure you speak into the microphone, introduce yourself this morning, and then give us an overview of what we have in our packet today, please. Brett's going to turn your microphone on. There we go. Thank you.
Is that you or is that me?
that's you.
It's you.
Well, the problem is I can't see it on my screen. I'm wondering if it's viewing, like I have.
It's
two
acting like you
screens.
have two screens.
That's what it's doing.
Yeah,
do
if you
know
want
how
it to mimic it, go to search. Just hit USB display settings. And then instead of extend, just hit duplicate or no duplicate.
It's changing.
Go to revert.
Now it has nothing, Joel.
It'll take a second.
Oh.
Extend, duplicate at the top. And then keep. Then close that bad boy out. Now,
There we
should
go.
be good to go.
Okay, we all set? Very good. All right. All right, good morning. If you'll make sure you speak into the microphone.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Gabriel Herring. I'm here to represent the AC Hotel by Marriott. I'm with Carryout Corporation, as you can see on our display up there. The CEO and owner of Carryout's here, Clint Herring. And then our former architect, Keith Vanderbilt, is here because he can't keep his phone quiet.
That's all right.
But happy to answer, obviously, any questions along the way. This project was presented several years ago, and there's several components of it that have not changed at all. The site plan, landscaping, general signage locations, a slew of other items have not changed. I know there's several of you that are new to this board, but just kind of wanted to make you aware of that fact as we kind of go through. this is a 44-page document. I'll go through as quickly or as not quickly as y'all want me to. So I guess without
Why don't you
further
start-
ado,
Why don't you start
Go
with the site plan, if you will, please, or
Yeah.
the overall kind of, I know it's a,
I brought a printed version of that too.
Okay,
if
well, that's
you
fine,
want
too.
it.
Well-
I don't know if that's important.
either way, we can look at printed, we can look at, electronic. Thank you. Yeah, if you've got like just the master plan, if you have that part of your package, the overall master plan for the development, just to give us, kind of orient us where it is on the side, on the,
I do.
okay? That'll be helpful. Yes, and we did observe that was exactly 6 years ago to the day that
Yep.
this board looked at this application. Virtually, all
That's
virtually at
correct.
the time.
Yeah.
Okay,
COVID time.
H is this project, as you can tell. And actually, yeah, we updated that for the 165 rooms that this application is based on. But this is in the Northwind Summit development. Obviously, this is Haynes Bridge that we're looking here at the left. And this is Summit Place, as you'll see on your site plan exhibit there.
okay, and we're looking at H is the location.
Yes,
of
sir.
the hotel and
Yes, sir.
the surface parking lot. and-
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And you said originally the site plan's not changed at all.
Not changed at all.
okay, very good. So site plan hasn't changed, the footprint hasn't changed, the location of the, I guess the dumpsters hasn't changed.
Exactly the same
Um,
in all respects.
Okay, I know there was some discussion, the first go-round, and we had some at the workshop, that there was some sort of tunnel that's gonna be proposed underneath Haynesbridge Road. That's not happening at this point.
It's our understanding that that's all going away.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think that was part of the
About
Alpha Loop.
tunnel.
Alpha
Yeah.
Loop
Yeah.
or something was
Yeah,
gonna
that
connect,
moved, yeah.
or try to figure out how to connect those two, so, okay. All right, maybe we dive a little deeper into the site plan.
Which part of that would be most helpful? We've got,
Let's see, take
we've
us-
got
Okay,
a bunch of stuff here. I don't know if the landscape component of it's kind of a better view. This is all structural, I mean, not structural, but civil-related plans.
why don't you just stay right there a minute, just to make
Okay.
sure we understand everything? Just maybe show us the outline of where the hotel building is.
This is the
Maybe use your-
perimeter.
Use your pointer to, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, can you see that okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. This is the Alpha Loop that you were mentioning.
Okay,
Is
all right.
right out here. The perimeter of the building is following this. You can kind of see these yellow pieces here. That's the outline of the building. There's a little drive-through, drop-off location underneath the building.
Okay, little porta cachere there.
Yep,
type thing.
yep.
All right,
The parking garage that we have most of our available, I say most, but yes, the vast majority of our available parking is located across the street.
okay. So there was mention of parking underneath your hotel. That's not,
There's no parking underneath it.
okay.
The
all right.
drop-off does drive through, and there's some better imagery that will show that later,
Okay.
that kind of gives you a better sense of what that looks like. But yes, sir, that's the case. And
And you
there,
have-
there is on-site parking. I think it's maybe 22 parking spots. Don't
And
quote
that's
me
what-
on that, but it's around that number.
And that's what we're looking at, or,
That is this area. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
very
And
good.
that shows up pretty well on this site plan.
got it, that you just passed out.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Yes, sir.
very good. It looks like you have some underground stormwater detainage happening.
Yes, sir.
Can you just show us that area or that? All right, that's where that's happening. All right, dumpster location, transformer, all right?
Yeah, and there's a retaining wall there, right?
Yes, sir.
And it
Yeah,
looks like-
these grades are relatively steep coming off of Haynes Bridge, kind of down that hill.
Yeah.
And so in order to kind of blend all that, there, and you'll see some of that in the elevations as we go through it, but really from the Haynes Bridge side, it almost looks like, it really reads as a 6-story building. And then obviously as you get to the other end, it kind of, you can see the full extent of the 7th floor. But anyway, so there are some grades there. We have some retaining structures and whatnot to help, obviously, on that point.
Okay, can you pull, I don't know whether this is the best drawing, can you show us where there's some retaining walls or walls?
This actually is a pretty decent version
Okay.
to do that on. There may be another sheet that's a little bit more clear, but these are, I'm following retaining structure. So there's a kind of a low wall that is right along the alpha loop there.
Okay.
And that was something Marriott actually requested, that we add some light into the fitness room, okay, which we don't disagree with. It's actually better to have light in the fitness room. But in order to execute on that, we actually needed to put a little retaining wall there to be sure that we could get windows in there.
I see.
So the other retaining structure, it goes back this way, but it's back behind this sign structure right here.
So I'm not sure so that retaining wall is to block the view from the roadway into the windows, or why? Because it
No,
site looks pretty
the one
flat
that's
there.
along the alpha loop, it's not.
Oh,
gonna-
so that's actually down below
Correct,
grade?
correct,
Oh, I got
correct.
you, okay.
And it's not substantial. I don't
I
remember the
see.
exact height of it, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 feet.
Okay.
Kind of created a well.
Yeah, that's
Created
right.
a well,
That's right.
yeah,
A little
okay,
window well
gotcha.
of sorts. Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah.
So that enabled you to add. So it enabled you to add windows down there that you previously didn't
That's
have.
right.
So it looks more just structural, not above grade, really.
That's right.
Aesthetic.
That's right.
Okay. Any other,
So then there'll be some kind of railing along the top of that.
Yes, sir.
that wall.
Yes, sir.
that'll keep the skateboarders from,
going off into the well.
yeah. All right, and then how about anything around the generator dumpster area?
Yeah, all that is fully enclosed.
Okay.
I don't know, so exposed wall height, there you go, 4.3 feet.
Now, it says that wall is rubbed concrete finish.
Screen retaining wall, rubbed concrete.
And that's on the Haynes Bridge side.
Yes, and there's a slew of landscaping in front of this. We can review that as well.
Okay.
Okay, any other walls as we kind of walk around the site?
There aren't. The most substantive visible wall is going to be on that Haynes Bridge side, and I say substantive, it's still not that substantive, but that's going to be the most visible wall. Everything else is going to kind of appear below grade.
Yeah, my only concern is that it's just rubbed concrete, and it's on the Haynes Bridge side, so.
Let's see what that looks like in elevations. and
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
keep that, hold that thought.
There was, just to circle up on that, there was a lot of focus on that. I'm not saying you're happy with it yet, but there was a lot of focus on that point,
Okay.
to be sure the aesthetic was reasonable.
And then any other wall that continues around the dumpster area and goes to the, what is that, the northern side of the site? Looks like
Yes, sir,
there's a
this is
wall.
the northern side. Yes, sir.
Okay, so there is a wall there too. Sort.
It is, it just, I won't say it goes away promptly. Part of this is there for the dumpster enclosure, right? So
Understand, right.
the wall part of it is, some of it's retaining, and some of it's obviously there to screen,
Okay,
so.
but it looks like it also runs or wraps even,
It ends here. There's a very, very, very low wall, and I'll say like basically high curb, if you will,
okay,
on this north side.
okay. All right, why don't you keep heading to the right and see if there's anything else that. Okay. All right, I think we've seen enough on that drawing. What do you have that's next?
This is lighting. Hold on, let's see what. utility plan, grading plan. This section is the landscape review. I don't know if that's in y'all's mind a good spot to head, but we can.
Has
we
the
can go there.
landscape plan changed since the prior
It had.
presentation?
But I'm happy to go through it. It may answer some of the questions with respect to the wall screening as well.
Yeah, why don't you, while we're on the, kind of talking about the site and everything, walk us through the landscaping, please.
So this is probably the best view of that. So this is the wall that we were just discussing. That's about 4 foot plus or minus above grade. And then these are these Stephen Hollies. I mean, I'm fairly confident y'all probably know what that looks like because there's a bunch of them around here, but those are very full, evergreen, large hollies.
And then, for instance, what's at the base of those hollies? What's that material?
Let's see, this right here.
Yes.
Let's see if I can find where that's being labeled.
What did you ask?
What was at the base of the Nellie R. Stevens holly? The kind of the ground cover through there.
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, this area right here.
Between the
right?
hollies and the entrance, there's an evergreen ground cover.
I mean, it looks like that's what that's pointing to, but that's showing needlepoint holly, but that doesn't.
So Larry Oak?
Some of that is.
You have a lot of
evident-
jasmine and a lot of Larry Oak, so.
I mean, that's pointing there, it says needlepoint holly. And I don't see anything else there, but maybe something's hiding. I don't see another reference for that
All right, well,
anywhere.
why don't you walk us around the site? Maybe we'll discover what that stippling is.
Yeah, I was trying to find another reference to it somewhere.
Right.
I wasn't seeing it right off.
Okay, so let's head.
So this is, this is that monument sign that's there now for North Winds, that I'm kind of hovering over right now. So that's that main corner. And then, again, Summit Place, as you come down the hill and wrap around. This is a one-way exit that goes, you come through here and then drop off and exit and go park at the garage, or you would re-enter the parking lot, or maybe just park and not go through the drive-through.
So the material that's between the Alpha Loop and the hotel building, got some jasmine. What else? Looks like you've got some groupings of threes in there.
Yes, sir.
What are those?
Oak, you got some oak leaf hydrangea. That's an emerald arborvitae.
Okay. And that's in that kind of well area.
That's correct. The ripey, the black Susan, the black-eyed Susans. Again, you've got some oak leaf hydrangea.
I'm going to assume that the site is irrigated?
Yes, sir.
Landscape irrigated?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right.
I think that's Bermuda sod, that stippling is that Bermuda sod
Around the,
around the hollies.
Yeah, well, I looked at that too, and I was headed that direction as well. But I paused when I saw that there were kind of this arrow and this arrow.
Oh, yeah.
So
So in the prior review, there was one condition on the landscaping, that applicant add more evergreen landscaping up against the foundation of the building.
Okay.
And that may be why there's so much of this, you know, forest, well, not that, but these needlepoint holly kind of materials. This is jasmine. That's against the, that wall and sign on the corner. And I know we hadn't focused on it, but here's, you know, here's kind of the feel and vibe of those materials. Which, for what it's worth, y'all do a fantastic job with landscape review. I mean, the Alpharettas, when you drive through it, you can tell people pay attention to it.
Well, thank you. I think we have a lot of folks that get to take a look at it.
These yews are evergreen, so there's quite a few evergreen elements here.
Okay.
Brad, can you find what that material is?
Which, are we talking about this material that's up,
Yeah.
this one up here?
Yeah, that I'm hovering over? Yeah, that wraps the wall that's underneath those.
Well,
hollies?
it's, no,
I can't
it's
see where
similar to what's below it that's out front also that says Asiatic, or Asian jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
And what's in green right there is Asian jasmine. But
That's-
I don't find an indication of that top.
Is that, see? That's on the parking lot side?
Well, this is kind of,
I think the needlepoint hollies that you're seeing up there are what's the code required double row of
hollies on the
at
parking
the,
lot.
at the parking lot. I do see another indication of Tifway Bermuda. So maybe it's Bermuda, but that seems like it'd be silly on the top of the hill.
Yeah,
But-
I agree. See, I was visualizing that he's pointing to this as that, but
I think what the point is, we just want to make sure that's the dumpster screen wall and the generator, and I think maybe the transformer is right there too. I always like to have enough landscaping at the base and above it to,
Well,
Yeah.
and two, that's all sitting below grade from
Yeah.
Hanesbridge.
That's-
Well below
yeah,
grade.
that's substantially below grade. We could go back to, I guess, the civil drawing and look at that real quick, but just in reference, so this is a 168 right there, 1068.
Here's, Joel, if you can swap over to me real quick. Here's a street view image of that.
okay.
So I don't know if, Keith, if any of your plans show the height of this top of wall, but that dumpster enclosure is like 15 feet below it. If I read the plans right.
If you, you need to speak into the microphone, please. Thank you.
From that view right there, that was a street view along Haynes Bridge, from grade, all you'll see is a vertical rise of 4 foot. And then every bit of the dumpster enclosure is down low, about 15 feet below that. And so the concept of the plan is that it, from a maximum of 4 foot above grade at that location, you would see the top of that concrete wall, but then the front of that concrete wall is completely planted. So it goes away totally at grade. And so you go ground cover up to the base to the wall, but the front of the wall is planted.
So if you were gonna see anything, you'd have to look underneath the hollies, the Nellie Stevens. You have to look underneath them to see, which from street view, that's kind of where your eye is at, is you're underneath them. But you won't see, I'm confident you won't see any of the wall or any of that down below there. Keith, is this wall staying?
It looks like it
Yeah,
is.
I'm Gabriel, I'm sorry.
Oh, Gabriel, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yes, sir. That's the one that's.
This wall is staying.
Yeah.
So-
That's the one that keeps showing up here.
Yeah.
This is all remaining.
So with the hollies and stuff, I don't think you'll see any of that.
Those hollies will be full to the ground,
Yeah.
just as they look to us right now.
Okay, you can go back to
I was
his.
trying to find another view maybe that helped a little bit on this.
That doesn't look like rubbed concrete.
This is that existing wall.
Showing the front.
This is the existing wall, and
Right.
it's showing up back here. I don't know that this rendering actually picked that up well, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't think that rendering.
It picks up other elements well, but it didn't pick up that element very well. Keith, was there another elevation? Yeah. Okay. It doesn't show it in this view. It shows that, and how far down. Yeah.
It'd be perfect if,
So the wall faces into the site, not out from the site.
yeah, it's a cut wall behind that, Northwind stone wall.
Okay, all right. So the wall's not visible from the street, really,
It'll be visible from their parking lot.
from their parking lot.
Oh, that's interesting. Why did they say it was from that? Did I read something wrong? It said rubbed concrete, but on the Haynes Bridge side.
That's what it looked like it said.
You are gonna see theoretically,
You'll see some, I guess, right?
there's a 4-foot-high wall
Okay.
that you'll see on the Haynes Bridge
You'll
side.
see it's 4.
And that's where those hollies, okay, are planted. Those hollies are gonna get way taller than that wall, by the way. But
Okay.
that will be a full screen in front of that. And for what it's worth, if there's not enough landscape coverage there, that's not a big ask in our mind. But the intent is to have a very refined wall. I wish I kind of actually had the final plans, because these plans were actually fully developed to the end with the 6-story concept. So, I mean, we were just shy of having permits in hand. But that wall is a very clean, refined, nice concrete wall. It's not a rough, just, finished texture wall. It's an architectural wall.
Okay. All right. Richard, any other landscaping items, things that you?
Yeah, and I was going back to the old package, looking at the council conditions. I don't really see much in there related to this. Other than it says retaining wall shall receive architectural facade treatment or be heavily landscaped. It's the only thing I see about
Okay.
retaining walls or landscaping.
And frankly, the goal was kind of both. I mean, we were,
Were there a lot of council conditions? I don't really-
Not a lot. I mean,
All right.
there's a council condition on the architectural style of the building that we're gonna get to in a minute. It says it's representative of a traditional style common in.
That's old. That's the old conditions.
Are there new conditions?
Yes. And the only condition is the one that I read you this morning, says ethos shall be permitted as an exterior finished material in the hotel limited to areas as depicted on the elevations prepared by Reese Vanderbilt 11-3.
All right, oh, so they came back to council,
Yes,
And
they
there
were
was a-
back to council.
and there was a
That's
new-
why we're looking at this as a completely
and there was a
new,
new
new
okay,
thing.
I
Yeah,
got it,
yeah.
okay. So these old conditions are superseded, okay.
superseding, however, I think if they're good, then,
Yeah,
and
consider them.
appropriate, like the wall and,
Right.
but,
Okay.
yeah,
And that's where they got approval for another
Another
25
story.
35 rooms or
Yep.
another story.
Oh,
Okay.
that's why.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
that
yep.
makes sense. All right.
Okay, all right, any other landscape comments, questions? I'm gonna assume some of the landscaping fits in with the rest of the development. Some of the material types.
I would love to be able to answer that very definitively. I would say that in my review of what I see here and kind of my review of the plans, I know that it's consistent with what I've seen in Alpharetta a lot. And I feel like it's pretty consistent with North Winds. This particular area of North Winds has a lot of what I'll call more urban streetscape, so there's a little bit less forward-facing plant material along that stretch. But I do think it's consistent.
Okay, very good.
And to that point, the primary observation one would get in evaluating the harmony of the planting are the trees. Those trees on Haynes Bridge have been there for years, and they've grown a lot, and they complement the other trees that are going to be on the street inside the development.
And to that, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years, might have even been 6 years ago, we did the Northwind Summit Streetscape
Yes.
plan. So that all will take basically to backside of the Alpha Loop. So there's a lot of landscaping on their site, but as Mr. Owen said, it's really the trees that then complement the Alpha Loop and stuff like that too. This is a mostly building site, you know, with the Alpha Loop and things mixed in there, so it won't look like a completely full site, but most of what they do is their building and their walls. Yeah, HGOR did that plan and we approved that back then, and so, yeah, that'll all tie together all the way down the street. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm assuming y'all call it that, but the landscape architect is the same architect that did the North Winds
that's
development.
good then. There's some continuity between the two.
That's correct.
All right.
Any site lighting that we should talk about?
Yeah, site lighting is in here.
You have it in there, okay, all right. Could remember if
I can't remember.
I've been looking back and forth at the old package and the new package, and now I've gotten confused as to which is which.
Yeah.
But point of procedure, because this is a new application, we have to reapprove everything.
And I
Yes.
completely
You did approve
understand.
it last
Yeah,
time.
on our end, we were,
Like, you know, even though he said site plan didn't change, we still need to do a site plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
yeah, so this is the site lighting elements here.
And that lighting is consistent with the Alpha Loop lighting in other areas?
the lighting that'll be on the Alpha Loop will be, but
Yeah.
the lighting interior, say your parking lot lights and things like that, are those the same? Do you know? Do you have any parking lot standards in there or no?
Yeah, yes, they do. Or there are 3 of them, those.
These three,
darker.
yeah, to your point, these 3 lights right here are, I would have a hard time saying definitively that is or
That's
isn't
the
that.
north wind, that's the north wind's light right there.
Yeah,
Yep, that's the same.
Yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, it's the ones along the path. Yeah, those
And those are the.
consistent
yeah.
with Alpha Loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it appears that we kind of just kept that pattern through some of the rest of the site. So there's some cohesiveness there as well.
I do see, looks like the edge of your building, you've got some yellow there on the bottom, towards the bottom, yes, or along the building, at the building. Does that mean there's lighting there too?
This right here,
Yes.
that is kind of deceiving on this. There's no lighting there.
Okay.
I don't know if they were shading that just to kind of bring attention to the fact that that's actual kind of storefront there at the edge.
Okay.
Can you go over to Haynesbridge Road and just zoom in on the photometrics?
Is that about right?
Yeah, if you could zoom in a little more, read the numbers. Okay, so you got almost nothing spilling over. Okay. It's pretty much zero along there. Okay. All right, good deal. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Did y'all hear that? Yeah.
No, could you say?
Interior, yeah, interior light
Coming out.
spread out to outside. That's what that's showing.
Okay. Looks pretty good.
This is just demonstrating where proposed signage is to go. What I will acknowledge in this meeting is that there may be some specific signage standards that the city of Alpharetta has and/or that are associated with North Winds that may not be exactly perfect with this presentation. What you're going to see here is this is what Marriott's ask is. And so there will be some refinement specifics on, hey, this is the exact size, these are the, you know, the placement really is where they need to go. So that would be part of this ask, is to say, okay, yeah, we're good with that signage location. And there's some specifics that would have to be associated to meet all signage standards as far as square footage and whatnot that's required by the city or the overlay district for that matter. So this is Marriott standard entrance signage, Marriott standard monument sign for this brand, of course.
And so where's the, show us where the monument, so that's where the monument sign is
signs right here.
proposed?
Yes, sir,
Okay, and then how about the directional signage?
right there.
All right, so you're just two signs then?
We'll double check, well, ground mounted signs, yes, sir.
Is there any signage related to parking that will occur in the parking deck to guide us towards the parking deck area?
That has not been discussed as part of this package at all. It's a good question, but since that parking deck's a multi-ownership scenario, at this point we haven't really had that conversation to say, hey, we need additional signage to direct folks that way. They're gonna want to come and check in anyway.
Sure.
And so we were gonna use that as the opportunity to say, hey, there's additional parking in the deck, or there's limited, obviously, parking directly on site. We actually have a plan and set up, depending on how the traffic flow and guest experience, I guess, evolves, that we may end up doing a valet situation. Yeah. So we've set this area up to be able to accommodate a valet option.
Seems like maybe on the deck there could be a sign eventually, just so it's like, yes, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sort of thing, but not necessarily directional signage along the roadway.
Yep. And to that point, there's some signage inside that garage that kind of is, I guess, quarantined off with, for certain uses, so.
Yeah.
But that's a good question.
So the, going back to the monument sign a minute.
Yes,
Is there
sir.
some ground cover at the base of that sign?
I'm
sort of
confident that there
landscaping.
is, but we can go
There,
back.
yeah, there is. I see that on the plan.
Okay, just checking. All right. Any other, anything else, landscape, I see a bike rack. There we go, okay.
Yeah, this is kind of hardscape and pathway materials.
Can you just point out some of those, the decorative sidewalk versus maybe the stepping stone areas?
So we have a small little stepping stone area that comes off the Alpha Loop.
Okay,
There's a little entry point right here into kind of our, I guess, sidewalks that are underneath the drop-off location that's underneath the building. These are all colored in some way. I say all of them. There are certain colors that were picked for some of these concrete. I know it came up because in our pricing with the GCs, we discussed that. But yeah, see this integral color with black BD sand. So some of these are standards that were already in place. This is all pavers.
Okay.
We have a limited amount of this. It shows up obviously because it's here, but there's a very limited amount of this. You're seeing the decorative concrete sidewalk.
Okay.
So the tan color going around, that's concrete, poured concrete sidewalk?
Yes, sir. It says type C1, so I believe that is this.
Okay.
I noticed, let's see, around the dumpster area, there's some notations. Fence screening, custom segmented and removable fencing and gate, 8 feet high, black steel frame with black aluminum infill panels. Okay. Trash enclosure, retaining walls by others refer to architectural structural package. All right. Well, we can look at those, we see the elevations, I assume. Or what that looks like.
I don't know that these elevations are gonna show all that. I will tell you this, and Keith will, can opine on this topic, but we spent a lot of time on that. The screening element, what it looked like. The city gave us a lot of feedback, I mean, the staff did, on kind of, hey, that's not really looking right. Can y'all adjust this? Can you add a little bit more character to it or whatever else? So there was a lot of time put into that, for what it's worth. We did want this to be a removable panel because where the generator's located, access to that and some of those other elements there is actually kind of challenging. So there was an element of that wall that needed to be, or that fencing, I'll call it, on that side that needed to be removable if push come to shove.
And just curious, that emergency generator, is it natural gas or is it?
That is natural gas.
Okay.
So you're not, that retaining wall we were talking about earlier, are you gonna see it at all even from the parking lot? 'Cause
No,
you've
sir.
got the gates and the panel, so you're not.
That's correct.
That's gonna be on the inside of the enclosure.
That's correct.
So really, we're just gonna see the amount that is
You're-
above grade on the Haynesburg side.
You're gonna see the 4 foot that's above grade, plus or minus a little bit, obviously, but 4 foot that's on the Haynesbridge side.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right.
What do you have next for us? How about, let's look at maybe exterior elevations and materials.
Yeah, let me see what this next section is. So that was the signage scenario that we looked at kind of already with just general site signage. This is actually indicating the intent of building signage as well. Again, this is based on Marriott standards, okay? So the general placement of them is the intent. Sizing, I can't speak to that right now as far as whether it's compliant with everything that the city of Alpharetta would approve or consistent with North Winds.
Sounds like we'll let staff then look at that, Brett. Looks like their signage hasn't been truly
Yeah.
Yeah.
finalized.
And I do know that everything that you're seeing is compliant with Marriott standards, okay, as far as appearance, texture, tone, all that kind of stuff is consistent. Sizing, they want it bigger, not smaller. So that's always a piece of the puzzle that we go through on approval.
6 years ago, they wanted that to be green.
Yes, yeah. You know what's interesting? They actually came back during the review process and said, nope, get rid of that. Because their standards change over time too. But yeah, they actually, I think everybody was in agreement that that needed to go away. You will see some of those green signs on the ACs though, every once in a while. Not many of them, but you'll see some. I want to say that maybe at the Atlanta airport, maybe. Can't remember. Anyway.
Okay, walk us through the exterior elevations, if you will, please. And it looks like you've got a sample board on the easel as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm happy to pass that around.
I
If
think we
now's a
can-
good time to do that, that's
We
fine.
can-
But
I think it's good on the easel. We can sit,
okay.
maybe just make sure you refer as we look at each of the materials or the locations. Just-
Yes, sir. So this is the site plan that y'all have right now. This is just the basic first floor plan. That may not interest you at the moment, but that's what that is. Upper floors, I'm gonna get to the elevations here in a second. So this is the elevation, obviously in 2D as you would see it from Summit Place. So as you've turned down off of Haynes Bridge, looking to your left, this is what you'll see. This is kind of showing where those retaining walls are and kind of how we got some of these elements into play with that retaining structure, just to give us a little bit of a window well effect there.
All right, why don't you walk us through, take us through maybe from ground up, the different materials, if you will, please.
So this is the darker brick that
Okay.
you will see on this display board.
All right, looks like what's referred to as slate gray.
That's correct,
All right,
slate gray.
okay,
And then above that, starting at the second floor up, is that light color brick, which we're saying is the Palmetto white stone.
okay.
So that's the white brick on the left, and the mortar is gonna be pretty much, it's tone on tone. I mean,
It is. It's a tone on tone effect, yes, sir.
And the brown,
So on the brick topic, on the mortar topic, we have 4 options there that we brought. I think some of the feedback that Brett had sent us, that there was a little bit of a question on that as far as to, hey, we don't know that we like the tone on tone look for everything that's being presented. And it was our understanding that the mortar color for the dark brick was kind of the focus there. So we have some options. I can go over those now if you want me to, as far as just overall preference on our part. I'm fine to open that up now if
Why
you want to.
don't you just, let's walk through all the materials, if we will, and then we can come back to get down to the
Yeah.
mortar color.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
Okay, all right,
So these are, obviously these are I'll call them hospitality windows, but this is storefront metal windows, okay? These panels in between are this Alucobond or metal panel, composite panels. And there's several different brands of that, but bottom line is it's a metal panel.
and that's what we're looking at, bottom right corner on the board,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, sir.
and that's,
And the intent there is for that mostly to be I won't say a dead-on match, but a pretty much dead-on match to the window.
The window.
Metal.
okay, and then how about between the windows or between the units, there's a vertical fin or vertical member.
Right here.
Yes, so that's.
Yes, sir.
Also a Lucabond,
Yes, sir.
a different color. guess is that the Raceway? No.
The Riverway,
Riverway, that's it,
I think.
okay. Yeah, we can see.
What is that material? It's, okay, so that, okay.
Is it,
So yes to the Alucobond
okay.
metal panel.
I'll tell you what, just scroll up on your, oh, or the other way, I'm sorry. I was looking at the materials that you
Yes,
got
sir.
listed there. There we go.
Yep.
So it is a Luca Bond, okay,
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's to match the Riverway color.
all right.
That's what that's showing. Sorry about that.
I think that used to be that green.
Yeah, it's
Or
a,
something like that.
It was a
Yeah.
brighter
The
green.
fence.
Yeah.
it's a toned down version of that.
Yeah, that's a better color.
Yeah, I think that's certainly more muted and,
Yeah.
okay.
And where it says glass, that's just clear glass.
There is some spandrel glass.
Yeah, I saw the
um,
spandrel, but
But most of it is this, yes, sir.
Looks like it maybe even tint a little bit, but, so you're,
is that the actual glass?
It's the actual glass.
okay.
Okay.
So that brick goes all the way up to the roof line, same color, consistency. There's obviously a little bit of detail, but it is substantively like what you're seeing here in this elevation view. This middle element is ephes. Control joints detailing all the way up.
All right, I'm guessing on your board, that's the top left, that's the ephes,
Yes, sir.
right there, okay.
Zero being bronze.
Okay, oyster beige, all right.
So these are on a different elevation. I'll get to
Not
that
on
in
this
just a
one,
minute,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, while we're on this elevation, one of the things that one of our board members who's not sitting with us at the moment, often brings up is the vents.
Yes, sir.
And is that what those small squares are between the?
They are, and these are intended to obviously paint and brick materials can't be perfectly matched, but the intent is for that to be as close of a match as possible.
Color match them to
Yes,
the
sir.
brick.
Yep. And if there's an adjacent material, so, these are obviously in the I'll call it the darker gray brick, white brick, and there may be some other locations here and there that have a slightly different color to them. I don't think there's much of that, honestly. But if it was, the intent would be to match the material that it's immediately adjacent to.
And those are where, obviously, that's where the VTACs are.
That's correct.
the grill, the outside air intake,
That's-
the
That's correct.
supply air comes through. Are they accurately sized on this drawing?
I would say yes.
Okay. We just want to make sure, we want to make sure it's a necessary evil is what I call it. How do we make it disappear? Or how do we
I
make them
think-
disappear? There's 165 of them, so.
Yeah.
Or how do you make them, blend in with the architecture? Even,
Correct.
Design-wise or whatever it is.
In the rendering, it almost looks like a contrast element, but clearly we want to display that.
Yeah. And it's obviously kind of hard to show that on the rendering, but
Do you make it, they're individual, or do you make them, put them together, combine them together somehow so that they, I don't know. Take the brick out that's between them and make it one big
Put 'em
piece
together.
or something, I don't know. Or, make it I'll make it look like it's a one louver unit rather than two individual ones or something. What makes it disappear, or it makes it, less obtrusive?
Less visible.
Yeah. All right, well. It's let's hold that thought. All right, keep walking us around the building.
Okay.
And
You want to stay on this elevation, or do you
I
want to
think,
go?
I think we've seen it. You've covered all the materials. All right, on the, where the kink is or where that happens, is that all brick too? Is that all the white,
Yes, sir.
the oyster, or whatever the name of that brick is?
Yeah, the
Okay.
white palmetto white, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And then, okay, I noticed, I'm sorry, yes, hold on that elevation. On the very far left-hand side where you've got the one green fin, all right, that's in the brick area. It's not in the other Aluka bond or storefront area. So is that truly a protruding fin?
It is, and you can kind of see the shape and
Okay.
feel of it right here. In this view, obviously the 2D kind of, changes that. I think the 3D rendering will kind of help on that review a little bit,
Okay.
which I'm happy to go to now if you want to, or we can see it at the end.
No,
It's-
this is good, kind of good.
Do you know the dimensions on I mean, as far as how far does it protrude from the building and the width of the fin? Approximately?
Remember offhand?
Okay.
Okay, and the fin is not lit up?
No, sir.
It's not
No, sir.
lighted or anything?
No,
okay?
sir.
Or the fins, I guess, wherever
Yeah.
they are, okay? All right, let's turn the corner, one of the corners, and look at, okay?
So this is the view that you would see as kind of your, this would be where you exit, basically. I know it's kind of hard to articulate,
Yeah,
but
so now we're opposite
But,
Hayes Bridge.
but
right?
this is helpful.
Yeah.
There's your arrow that's kind of showing you that view. So this is, when you turn in, parking garage is over to the right. This is obviously to the left.
Okay, all right. So the left-hand side is primarily the white brick. Okay. What happens in the porte cochere area, the second floor? What's happening in the area back there?
This is patio, outdoor
Okay.
patio area. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you've got the glass railing.
Yes, sir.
handrail
Yep.
barrier, okay?
Yeah, and this has kind of got fanciness up there. You got drink rail, and, it's kind of designed to be rooftop bar without being rooftop bar kind of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then, again, in the white brick areas, you've got those fins,
Yes, sir.
okay?
They kind of wrap down below. It's kind of an architectural element that kind of comes into that
All right,
outdoor space.
very good. And then it looks like you've got a sliver of vertical, the darker brick there, okay? And then you head over, the right-hand side is the Aluka bond panels again.
This is actually ethos.
Or
We've got
ethos.
we've got a little brick water table down here at the very bottom, but that is the, this
I
is
see the-
essentially the stairwell, but this is an ethos face.
Now, looking at the presentation from last time, in the stair tower, you had windows.
We did.
Why were those removed? So it did break up the mass of the stair tower.
It did. There was kind of several factors, but kind of it almost boiled down to, did we really want to be staring at stairs? Was kind of a piece of that puzzle. It wasn't an overwhelming element from a visual perspective. It's hard to make stairs look great through all that glass. I mean, it just is, you're just gonna see stairs. So this felt like a little bit cleaner, kind of classier, may not be the best word, but it just felt a little bit cleaner.
Okay.
All right. All right, let's turn to the next corner.
1 foot,
1 foot 2, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Anything else here, or do you want to move on?
I think we're,
So, again, red arrow, that's looking from the north-south at the parking lot. Here's where those other composite metal panels come into play that are on the board.
that's where the mural was
That's
6
correct.
years ago.
That's correct. That's correct. So that's the oyster and the beige in kind of a mixed pattern of shapes and sizes.
Okay, again, just the first two floors, the base with a darker brick,
Yes, sir.
and then the lighter brick up. the
That's
next.
correct. And then, ephes on this tower, ephes
Okay.
on this tower,
All right,
same thing here.
okay. And I assume some of the back of house items are here too, where you have your laundry area, your,
This is our freight elevator location and access to the laundry. All of this really is back of house, frankly. There's a little bit that's up in here because the elevator is actually kind of behind this element. So these elements are guest-facing areas. Everything else is kind of blank wall, is back of house related items. So the vast majority of this that you're looking at is the laundry. Then we've got mechanical access areas, electrical room, and all that over here on this side.
all right. All right, let's turn the corner and look at the Haynesbridge side.
This actually, frankly, does a decent job of showing kind of the architectural elements associated with that wall.
That doesn't look like a rubbed wall.
Yeah, yeah, it's an architectural concrete. I mean,
Okay.
the intent is for that to be a really refined architectural concrete element. That's kind of showing the fin, obviously, in a way that you can maybe get a feel for how far it extends out the building. Same brick that we looked at before, dark brick, palmetto white.
Okay. A rooftop swimming pool? No? No swimming pool?
No
for
swimming
this?
pool.
Okay.
No swimming pool. The AC brand, one thing that they really liked about this location, but one thing that they do focus on is they want to be in a more urban setting. And so North Winds kind of has that element going for it. North Winds wants this for that same reason, because they know that kind of customer is looking for that experience. So, so that's kind of their story, is really trying to create a little bit of an urban vibe. So get out, go on the sidewalk, go walk somewhere, kind of deal.
Okay.
And while we're on, I mean, I don't know how the rest of the board feels. I continue to be concerned about that concrete wall facing Haynesbridge.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's going to be landscaped, but it's, we usually try to assume that at some point, the landscape may not be what it is.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
and you're going to see it.
Yeah. So in your mind is not trying to put words in your mouth necessarily, but are you like, hey, I would rather see
Like
brick
a brick
on the face
veneer
of that,
or something,
like
yeah,
that?
brick facing or something other than just
That would-
concrete.
that would ensure,
It would ensure regardless of the landscape,
Longevity.
it would look okay.
yeah,
And just this, the dark color brick,
Yeah, I
just
think
to
the
help it
dark
kind of just go
color.
away.
you just do a brick veneer on it.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to finish it so nicely. Then you just pour it and put the veneer on it, so. All right. Anything else on the elevations too? Oh, well, let's talk about the darker, let's talk about the brick and the mortar colors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Happy
So,
to.
so for the lighter brick, you're proposing a lighter mortar color, which is on your sample board there.
And I'm just coming back here so y'all.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you're doing well, thank you.
That's correct. That's correct. It's intentional. There's an attempt to be a little bit less stark mortar to brick appearance.
I think it complements, I think the white mortar, the whitish colored mortar and the white brick complement each other, so I don't, I mean, I don't have any problems with that. I think our challenge is looking at the darker color brick. It's a much more smoother brick.
Yeah.
So you don't get that,
You lose a little bit of this texture with that
yes,
brick.
yes, you do. And you have a darker color mortar, then it all seems to just kind of blend in and look monotone.
So there is an intent to be erroring on that side from a design perspective. We've shown other options here because we did get that feedback beforehand. This was the original that we were going for, is the one that's right here, right above. In order of preference, that would be the next preference. It gives some contrast, but kind of keeps a little bit less like, whoa, I'm seeing a stark line there. And then it would kind of go here and then here as far as the order of what we would call preference. But any of these are open for discussion.
I think that, the part of the concern was you have the brown ephes, and then you have brown brick, and unless there's some definition with the mortar color, from a distance, it may just look like a lot of brown. You might.
I hear you loud and clear. I think, part of that design is in keeping with that brand a little bit. And so there sometimes is a little bit of tension on like, hey, we need,
I get that,
we need some give and take there.
Well, it's interesting because in our package, you showed, or what was submitted to us, you had the darker brick with light mortar color. One of the, there you go, bingo. There you go. And that really helps. I feel like that helps pop the brick with the lighter versus what you've shown on the right-hand side of this photo, where that you've got the darker mortar sample there in the brick sample. So.
And see, this is partly why Keith is my former architect, because he just did not do a good job of putting this on that board.
So just to remind us, so that was your first preference? That's your.
That would be. That was the original selection.
This is the original selection.
Yeah, lower left. That's what he's pointing to.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you're pointing, which one are you pointing
Well,
at? Lower or
the
top?
lower left.
Yeah,
The lower
yeah. That's the original, and that's the one. Correct me if I'm incorrect, Keith, but that would be this one that you were showing, correct?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
I like 3.
Like 3, all right, wait, they're not in order, so which one is? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I like the lighter, I like the lightest one.
Which is top left?
Yeah, which is 3,
Can I see?
think.
Yeah, we'll
That's
bring it
3,
back.
or even lighter than that. It just helps the brick. I mean, you think about it, you're gonna look at this from, we're not gonna look at it this close, we're gonna look
Right,
at it
from a
from
pretty
the
good
entrance
distance.
doors to this. No, can you go stand on the other side of the room? I think, yeah, I'm trying to get the most contrast to that brick. Just trying to get it not to feel so monotone.
And
That's where I'm going
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
How do we make that? Because you will get that feel with the stucco or the IPIS material you have. That's
You will.
a big
You will.
mass on
So right now, we're saying top left. Is that what I hear?
or even lighter.
So I'll say from the architect's, and if you want to come up, but when I talked to him this morning, his view of sort of the tone on the brown was that the white was much more interesting. And if the brown sort of just blended away, that you focus on the more interesting pieces of the architecture of the building. Is that?
Yeah, we wanted it to blend just like the top of the building.
Speak in the microphone, please. Thank you.
We wanted it to blend just like the top of the building. I heard what one of you guys said about the urbane bronze and the brown looking like it would be monolithic, but I really think the urbane bronze is a lot darker than the brown. So I don't think it's going to really look like it's all contiguous color. Yeah.
So a thought, because I heard, Mr. Kramer, what you said, you didn't like the fact that it looked monolithic on the gray brown. So what I would suggest is, we've got the 4 mortar colors. Let's pick the mortar color you want if that brick stays exactly the way it is. Now, that brick is a smooth textured brick.
Yes.
I can't tell you that we can do it, but we can get the grayish brown brick in a velour, which would give a little bit of texture to the brick. So what I'd like to do is pick the mortar color if I can't change the brick, but if the texture of the brick was a comment that you made, Mr. Kramer, if we could get it in a velour, it would solve that problem. We actually like the original, palette the best. We think that it looks the best on the building, but we're willing to say, okay, if you like a lighter mortar because of contrast, we could do that, and let's pick it. And then if we can get the velour, we stay with the original. That's just an approach that I think would work for us.
Another question is, how are you raking the joints, the mortar joints? Is it a flush joint, or will it be a raked joint?
Tooled contour joint.
Okay, so you get a little bit of,
Yeah, there's
some of that, you get the shade, the shadows.
100%. That's when it's a tool joint, it's going to be back and show anyway. And so regardless of what we put in mortar, even if we went with the same monotone, it's going to show a contrast. I mean, personally, and I know we already had the palette there, I think the best is what we have. But if it's like, wait a minute, we don't like it, which we're fine with that, then those were the 2 things I would suggest.
Okay. Sounds reasonable to me.
Okay. And so are y'all,
Of course, I'm one of 6. up
Yeah.
here, so. Or one of 5. I'm sorry, one of 5.
and I'm not even moving necessarily for that, I'm just suggesting that as an alternative to the thought process that we're going with.
I think in general, I think the board has in the past gone on almost all projects to a brick that has more movement to the brick itself.
Texture.
Texture, the feel to it. So I think if that's a possibility, I think that could.
I'm pretty confident we can get that gray brown in a velour brick. Is everybody clear on when I say velour, what I mean?
Why don't you explain that, just
Okay,
make sure
so-
that.
When you look at the light brick, the white brick, you see the pits and texturing in there. So that's a velour texture, whereas you see this as a smooth. So effectively, what I'm suggesting is we pick up the velour in this brick so that both bricks would be velour, and that would create some of that contrast we were originally speaking to.
That does help, yes.
But if we can't get it, because, originally, on the original DRB we went through, the brick that we had there was discontinued. After COVID, everything in the whole world got, well, we're only going to make 5 items. And so the whole thing shrunk. And so that's why that other brick is no longer available. And so, but we could, I think, get this in a velour that's similar to this.
Makes sense.
So, go ahead.
So the brick that you see that I just emailed to Brett, that's got a little bit more of that texture to it that
It's
you're
got
talking
a little bit more
about.
character, I call it
Yeah.
character to it.
And it kind of has, this is a stretch to say it exactly this way. It has a little bit more of this little
Yes.
flake and stuff in here that you're referring to, and a little bit less of that. But did she have that at the office?
She has it. The only thing about that other one is it's lighter than this.
Yeah.
So there's not as much contrast.
Yeah.
And that's why we went with this, because there's more of a contrast here. The other one's a little lighter.
Yeah.
I have one of, I don't know how much longer we're going to be here, but I have one of my people coming over with mortar samples.
That's right. I think we're just trying to get a little, I think you understand where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Trying to get a little bit, so. Yeah, it looks like this brick that's on our monitors now is a little bit lighter, obviously, than what your sample is.
It's a little lighter and has a little bit more of the character element that you were referring to. The push for this, and, you know, as you can tell, we've had a conversation about it, but, the darkness of this one was hard to find in that other version, I'll call it.
Yeah.
And so this is why this is this way.
Okay.
I mean, for me, this is fine tuning, right? This is,
Right.
I mean, you know, it's not a major point for me. I think what we could do is we could say, look, you know, we have a preference for either the textured brick, the velour textured brick with the original mortar, or a lighter mortar color, and just leave final approval to staff when you can see samples. And I think even if, I think,
I see the bus coming, Brett.
Ooh.
final approval,
Right.
Ms. Palmer, I
Well,
like that.
So,
I'm sorry. I think I've taken this down a rabbit hole here.
Well, again,
so
I'm
sorry
saying
about
it's
that.
a fine tuning point, right? It's not, you know, we're not talking about major changes here. It's a,
Yeah, we get it out on site and nobody may like it. I mean, y'all know that, you know.
They-
Yeah,
We
'cause we-
get some bricks out on site, we look at it and say, wait, that really doesn't look anything like what we thought it was going to.
right.
So,
I mean, since we can't actually see it, I don't know how else to do it, right?
so what I thought we would do, that if we go that direction, we have these 4 samples, we just pull one of them off that you like better on the lighter, and put that in the record and say, here's the color if you wanted the lighter one, and the texture issue is just really verbally expressed within, you know, within the motion, and it could be resolved that way.
Okay, yep. So that's that lighter color mortar is number 1, we're calling it. Is that right? Is that the right one?
Top left.
Top left is number 1. Okay, are we labeling that as number 1? Or whatever, top left, oh, there we go.
So that's your preference. This is our preference.
Yeah, put that one right down
All
by the
right,
brick.
well.
I'm okay with this, that's why we.
I'll tell you what, take the other 2 off, take the ones on the right-hand side, take those 2 off if you can, and just put the 2, all right,
So here, I'm gonna give you, it's Magnolia Masons, men. There you go.
What was it called?
Magnolia Mason or something.
Yeah, Magnolia Masons, men.
All right, well, that's, of course, and again, we're looking at it from 10 feet away, and it's really going to be 50 or 100 feet. Okay.
I don't think that's the color.
Right, the one on the right, yeah.
I mean, again, we're looking at 1 brick and 1 sliver of mortar, so sorry, I took us down.
This is the manufacturer.
What's that? You say you don't?
Okay. Anything else to discuss, review this morning on this application? We've talked about site plan, we've talked about landscaping, we kind of talked a little bit about the signage, we've talked about exterior elevations and materials, site lighting.
Site lighting. Yeah, and signage, we're gonna have to,
Well,
Brett's perfectly okay with the signage, right? So we'll defer signage to staff, right?
Would they just be doing that concrete wall and the dirt brick? Is that what
Dark
was
brick,
decided?
Yeah, that was, I mean,
Yeah.
And make sure somehow, if we can make those VTAC grills go away, I know it's,
Yeah.
you can't do that, but
Color matched, yeah.
color match that lighter brick as, you know, as best you can.
Do we need to know what that hatching is on that landscape?
The
That we
hatching-
couldn't figure out what it was? Was it the
You
sod
know,
or
well,
was it?
I'll tell you what, now that that wall is gonna be brick veneer, I'm not as concerned about what that hatching is. You know, whether it's grass or low ground cover.
I'm gonna tell Patty said that.
I need to find out anyway. to be
That's why
honest
he's
with
on
you.
landscape.
If you're not here, you don't get the comment.
That's right. Okay, is there any public comment about this application this morning? Any public comment? Okay, no public comment. All right, looks like we've got some motions to craft, so.
Let me ask Ellie, can we combine things if there's no comments? As long as there's no comments, you're good with that, right? Okay. All right.
We'll let Holly do this. Could be the.
Because there was no comments on site plan, landscaping,
You
or
lost
site.
me a long time ago.
All right, somebody,
All right. Mr. Chairman, regarding DRB 260007, AC Hotel Northwinds. Motion to approve site plan, landscaping, and site lighting as submitted.
Holly, you want to go out
Second.
on a high note? Yep.
Okay, motion by Mr. Swing, a second by Ms. Palmer. Any comments or questions about the motion on the floor? There being none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All opposed? No opposition. Motion passes 5-0. So we got the site plan, the landscaping plan, and the site lighting done. All right?
All right, Mr. Chairman, a motion regarding same applicant to defer signage approval to staff. In the motion?
Second.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Swing, a second by Ms. Palmer. Any comments or questions about the motion? There being none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All opposed? No opposition. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, you're 2 for 2, Mr. Swing.
All right, may as well finish up, huh? Mr. Chairman, a motion regarding same applicant to approve elevation of materials as presented with the following conditions. Applicant will apply a brick veneer on the retaining wall that faces Haynesbridge Road using the same dark brick that's on the building. Second condition, the dark brick will either be in the velour texture, and in that case could use the original proposed mortar color. If unable to get the dark brick in the velour texture, applicant will use the lighter mortar color shown that was called Magnolia Mason's Mix. And a motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Swing, a second by Ms. Palmer.
Is it called mix or mint?
Mix.
Mix,
Mix.
okay.
Another thing I
you.
neglected to include, I had meant to include the final approval on that brick mortar combination by staff.
I assume you guys will probably have a sample wall panel.
There will
Won't
be.
you, or have the contractor do, okay. Okay, any other comments or questions about the motion? There be none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All opposed? No opposition. Motion passes 5-0. All right. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Good to see
Appreciate
you
it.
in person this time,
Yeah, thank you.
and not virtually. Okay,
May I comment on something?
certainly.
I've been doing what I do in the development business for almost, literally it's 49 years now. And I need to compliment y'all, because I sat here in the meeting, and the only way cities are special is people take time to make them special. And y'all just did, would sit here and deal with small details on signs, but those details matter. Literally, they do. And most people in a lot of groups get worn down about, a lot of times people say, well, Clint, you're a perfectionist. And I say, well, maybe if I strive for perfection, I'll get excellence. And y'all are doing an awesome job, seriously. Last night, we got in late, and so I went running in the community at 12 and ran all over. And so I'll tell you, it's awesome. Y'all are doing a really, really good job, and thanks for being so passionate about executing, because the only way you make a place special is to make it special, and y'all are doing a great job with that. And I'm sure you get mixed reviews because you have to stick to issues with difficulty, but you're doing an excellent job, and we really appreciate it, and we look forward to having a development in Alpharetta.
Good,
So thank you.
Well,
Okay.
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, it's folks that come in like yourselves that make this community special too. So thank you for bearing with us this morning. So, okay, our next meeting is going to be Friday, May 15th, the day after Taste of Alpharetta. So come prepared. I think we have about 4 or 5 applications for the May. And with that, and there be no further business and no objections from fellow board members, this meeting is hereby adjourned.